Good evening, everyone. This is Ken Ripley and Darren Hodges, and we're here at Panther Stadium live, where the Fort Stockton Panthers are going to be taking on the Crane Golden Cranes in a big football game tonight at Panther Stadium. The Panthers come in at 2-1 on the season, and I believe Crane at 1-2, if I'm not mistaken. No, in fact, I believe they're 2-1 as well. I think they beat Stanton and Kermit, and their only loss is to Ira Ann. So I believe both teams are 2-1 coming into tonight's game.
You're probably right there, Swami.
So the Panthers, we have wins over Alpine, and then last week a very close game against Pecos. But, you know, we felt like, Darren, last week that ball game could have been at least a two-score game, maybe more, but things didn't go very well for us in the first half. And there was an interception that was a 14-point swing in that game, returned for a touchdown. So we're looking to perform better tonight, eliminate penalties, and also eliminate turnovers, take care of the football. And that may be a must tonight against the Crane Golden Cranes.
Yeah, I'm going to say late in the second quarter as we're fixing to score, don't throw the ball because we've had two pick sixes around 90 yards each.
Yeah,
and they're killers.
And when we're really in the red zone and about to go in for a score. So, but the Panthers are 2-1, and our only loss is to the Lakeview Chiefs in our first ball game. So, Darren, we're looking forward to a big game here at Panther Stadium tonight. Come on down to Panther Stadium, attend the game. The Lions Club is here with concessions, and the stadium's still under some construction, but everything's getting more and more in shape here at Panther Stadium for football.
They have the backs on the reserve seats.
Yes, they do. That's right. All right, so we'll have Coach's Corner coming up next here on KFST, and then we'll be back live with the pregame show from Panther Stadium after Coach's Corner.
It's time for Coach's Corner with KFST's Ken Ripley and head coach and athletic director of the Fort Stockton Panthers, DJ Howell. Coach's Corner is brought to you by Spring Branch Waterwell Service, Cassandra's Flowers and More, La Rosita Cafe, and by West Texas Portraits. Join us now for Coach's Corner.
Hello, everyone. This is Ken Ripley, and we're talking with Coach DJ Howell, our head coach and athletic director of the Fort Stockton Panthers. And, Coach, first, let's talk about last week's game against the Pecos Eagles in Pecos. It was a 16-14 win, and what was your overall reaction to that ball game?
I was really proud of the football team of finding a way to win. And, you know, we kind of talk about these things that sometimes you get into these ball games and things aren't going exactly the way that you had hoped for, have some things that kind of go against you, or you're not playing at your absolute best. And teams that are winning teams, they find ways to win, and that's what happened last week. Stayed in the fight long enough to let the defense do a really good job of getting some stops and keeping us in the ball game. And then the special teams came up big with a big kickoff return and that field goal there in the second half. And so, you know, I really liked the fight in the football team last week, and so I'm very proud of them.
All right, Coach, it was a defensive battle with only one score in the second half, a field goal that won it for the Panthers. Did you expect a game like that?
No, honestly, you know, in the first half, it was going fairly close to what I had hoped for. We were moving the football in between the 20s and having some success there. And then when we got inside the 20, we just – you know, we had a couple turnovers that killed some drives. In particular, the one that sticks out to me is we were going in. If we are able to punch it in, we go up 20-7, and I think that the game is different. Instead, we make a mistake, and you know we don't run our routes completely correct, and we're throwing a ball on time. It gets picked off, and they run it back, and next thing you know, you're down 14-13 at half, and so. Didn't necessarily anticipate a big defensive battle, but that's the one we got, and I do credit the kids and the coaches for us, you know, finding a way to find a way to win.
Well, Coach, you know that interception there near the fairly near the end of halftime, it was very remindful of that Lakeview game, but certainly a very different reaction from the Panthers in the second half this time. Well, the Panthers' offense had about 190 yards of offense or so in the game. How do you think the offense performed?
You know, it was hit and miss. I think that Coach Bowman, you know, he would say the same thing. All the offensive coaches, it's one of those deals where after the game, you're talking to the offensive coaches, and they were fairly down. They weren't very happy about the performance offensively. And, what I kept reminding them is that the week before we had been really effective offensively, and that's what, a lot of people were talking about. And last week was the week the defense needed to step up and get some things done. It's a team game, and you got to be able to find ways. And so offensively, we need to run the football more effectively in the red zone, and we need to protect the football. If we do those things, then I think some of those things that we limited us last week, we can get cleaned up.
All right, Coach, and who would you say your most outstanding players were on offense?
I really think that it was, hard to point one guy out because we did have some struggles offensively. And so, I would just say collectively being able to get a couple first downs in the fourth quarter where we didn't actually, besides the field goal, actually go on a scoring drive, but there was a couple key fourth downs that we picked up that allowed us to eat a little bit more off the clock. And then the other thing was it allowed us to flip the field position. When we finally did punt, we punted from a better position and was able to pin their offense back and not put the defense in a bad spot.
Well, Coach, I tell you what, it turned out to be a great decision. I think you were in their territory pretty deep, and 4th and 2 or 3, and you decided to kick the field goal. It wound up being the winning field goal.
Yeah, earlier in the ball game, they had scored on a screen pass, which was, really offensively the biggest play they had all night by far. And we turned around and got a kickoff return right back. And my thought process was that if we went for it and got to, that we were going to be able to play with the lead, which lets you mentally, it kind of frees you up. The other thing is I felt like if we didn't get it, that we were going to have to score again anyways. And so, that was kind of the decision. And ultimately we didn't get it. So when we go in at halftime, we're down by 1. That point's kind of looming there, a little bit. Yep. And so when we did get down in the red zone and it was the decision of going for it or kicking a field goal, Diego does a really good job. I think our mechanics and just the operation of our field goals is pretty good. And so I had told Coach Bowman on 3rd down, this series needs to end in a kick one way or another, whether it's an extra point or field goal. So keep that in mind. And so when we got to 4th and 2, I asked Coach Payne, we feel good about this field goal. He said yes. And so I was like, let's get the lead and give our defense here an opportunity to take care of that force. I didn't feel like Crane had shown the ability to go 80 or Pecos, I'm sorry, had not shown the ability to go 80 or 90 yards. And so if we got a lead and we kind of played field position, I felt good about it.
All right, Coach. Now, defense really performed well in this game, allowing very few yards. I think they had 65 of the yards on one screen pass that they executed. The other touchdown, was a return of an interception. So the defense performed really well.
Yeah, I was very proud of them. Coach Glover and Coach Calzada, Coach Payne, and Coach Ivy did a really good job with the defense this past week. And the players, we felt like we had a good game plan coming into the week, and then to go out and execute that and have guys recognizing formations in different certain situations and playing fast and aggressive was very, it was great to see. And I just felt like the defense kept getting stops and playing with good emotion. And I go back to kind of what you said in the beginning. We had a couple of those type turnovers week 1 against Lakeview. And defensively, at some point, we kind of broke a little bit. And it was good to see when a couple of those things happened that our defense really responded and just kept getting stops. And, as I said, there's going to be nights when the offense is kind of carrying the mail for us a little bit and things are going well for them, and defense may need to get some help. But, on the nights where your offense isn't clicking and some things are just off a little bit, defense has got to step up and get some stops.
Okay, Coach. Nicky Sotelo continues to impress with the return game. He got a touchdown. How is that going?
He's just a dynamic football player, really good football player. The thing that I notice when I watch him is he's a physical guy. He'll go block you on the edge. He finishes runs when he catches the football. And then on the defensive side, he's a physical guy. He will jam receivers, get his hands on them, and then in the run game, he'll come up, support the run, and make good tackles. And so very impressed with Nicky. And then the interception there at the end of the ball game to seal it. It's just a good football player making a good football play.
Okay, Coach, what are the main areas where we need to improve this week coming into the Crane game?
Clearly, on the offensive side of the ball, we have to find the ability to run the football in the red zone. That really helps you, and it makes it where you can kind of eliminate some of those turnovers because you're turning around and handing the ball off. And if you can do that, you can be successful in the red zone. So we've got to find a running game there. And then it always goes back to protecting the football. We can't put the ball in harm's way and expect to get a good result. And so it's been a point of emphasis this week. We looked at a little bit of the stuff that we're doing in the run game and made a few changes with where we're placing personnel and different things. And so I think what you'll see this week is us getting the ball to our playmakers where we can, getting a couple guys involved in the game a little bit more, and then just a real focus on protecting the football and running the game.
Okay, we'll take a break here on Coach's Corner. We'll be back in just a moment.
Spring Branch Water Well Service offers complete sales and service of windmills, pumps, pressure tanks, water storage tanks, poly pipe, and offers generator rentals as well as testing and plugging. They're equipped with a well camera and will work at residential, commercial, agricultural, industrial, and oil field locations. They're located at 2905 West 9th Street. For great customer service, call day or night at 336-7867. That's 336-PUMP.
La Rosita Cafe invites everyone into their quaint restaurant for delicious Mexican food plates. Open Tuesday through Sunday from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. They have a fabulous and varied selection on the menu, and you'll love the taste of real Mexican food and the reasonable prices and great service. They also offer daily specials. La Rosita Cafe is located at 800 North Williams behind the former bus station. They also feature a drive-through window. Call for orders to go 336-0099. Cassandra's Flowers and More is located at 803 West Dickinson next to Citibank, and they offer beautiful floral arrangements for every special occasion in your life. They also feature personalized baskets made to order, green and blooming plants, balloons, and of course roses, and feature the best prices in town. Call Cassandra's Flowers and More to place your order 336-8809. Cassandra's Flowers and More, 803 West Dickinson. West Texas Portraits in Fort Stockton is your professional full-time photography studio supporting the Fort Stockton Panthers and Prowlers. They can take all your personal sports photographs, family portraits, senior pictures, and other special photos you need. Call them today for an appointment and bring your children or entire family in for some great pictures that will be treasures for a lifetime. Go by 417 North Main or call West Texas Portraits at 432-336-9945. All right, we're back with Coach's Corner, segment 2 here with Coach DJ Howell. Coach, let's talk about this week's opponent now, the Crane Golden Cranes. What do you know about this ball club?
Coach Altaveras is his first year there. They've really saw a resurgence. They struggled a little bit last year, and then this year now they're 2-1. Look good in a couple of those all three of the ball games. Really, they've had a chance to win all three, and like I said, they're 2-1. So big up front. They got a couple guys that are really good-sized guys, have a great playmaker in number 22 in the backfield. Number 10, Kobe Walker, is a guy out there on the edge that you got to be aware of where he's at. So do some really nice things there. And then they got a big number 55 who kind of is their outside linebacker, defensive end. They stand him up. He's a guy that you have to address on every play. You got to understand where he's at. And so got a great deal of respect for Crane. We're going to have to play extremely well to have an opportunity to win this week.
All right, Coach. Like you said, this team comes in with an identical record to the Panthers at 2-1, victories over Stanton and Kermit, and then a loss to Ira Ann. in Pecos County, by the way, in case you didn't know that, in far eastern Pecos County. So how have the Golden Cranes performed so far in their first 3 ball games?
Like you said, they won their first 2, and then last week against Iran, when you're watching the film, they have several opportunities to win that ball game. They had a couple drives that stalled out on them, and then a couple untimely turnovers. But really, if you look at their games from last year to this year, they've made tremendous strides on both sides of the ball. Defensively, they're very active, and they're going to come after you. I'm sure that there will be some looks that we got from Pecos last week that we'll probably see again. And, so I feel like, we're going to be challenged this week for sure.
All right, Coach, what kind of offense and defense are we going to see from Crane?
Offensively, they do a little bit of everything. They can get into some spread sets and some 4-wide and 5-wide stuff, and then they also are very capable of getting into the I formation with a fullback and one tight end. So, they'll do some of that stuff. They also have some unique formations, kind of a wildcat formation with 2 up backs. So they do that. They also have some motion and different things that you're going to have to adjust to. Then on the defensive side of the ball, they're going to give you a little bit of everything. They're going to give you some man coverage. They're going to give you some zone, and then they're going to walk up. Sometimes they're going to be in a 5-man front. Sometimes they're going to be in a 3 front. And so you get a little bit of everything from them, but very sound and, a situation where from our perspective, we're going to have to be very disciplined in what we do.
All right, Coach, Pecos was pretty tough up the middle on defense last week against our offense. Do you expect a similar thing with Crane?
Yeah, they brought some pressure in the A-gaps last week that we struggled with at times. And so when you watch them on film, when you watch Crane on film, they do some of those things. And so I'm sure when they watched film and they saw some of the success Pecos may have had, it's similar to some of the things that they do. So I would anticipate we're going to get some of those looks, and we're going to have to do a good job of blocking it up, identifying when we're getting those pressures. And then, we got to have some things in the play calling book that's going to help us with that too.
Okay, Coach, what's the talent level, strength, and size of the Crane team, and how do they compare with us?
They're a very talented team. They've got, like I said, their number 22, Grayson. He's a really good running back. They run stretch and outside zone stuff with him. So he's a guy you got to identify. That the Walker kid at number 10 on the outside, they like to get him the ball in various ways, and so he's a playmaker. Number 4, their quarterback, he's got the ability to get out of the pocket and scramble around, so we're going to have to address that. And then, they're big. Number 55, Aaron Padilla, he's probably, I would imagine he's 6'4", 6'5", and weighs, probably close to 300 pounds, and he moves really well. And so, but, they've got several guys up front that are physical and big. And so, we're gonna have to step up to that challenge, and how we match up with them. I mean, we have playmakers as well, and we have guys that are talented, and so I feel like we'll be fine. We just got to go out and play well.
All right, and you did mention first-year head coach Robert Ontiveros is the new head coach at Crane. Don't know where he came from, but so far looks to be doing a solid job.
I'm sure that they're very pleased with the job he's doing over there. Last year they struggled quite a bit, and so he's come in, done a really good job, made them very competitive, and won 2 of the first 3 games, but they've been competitive and had opportunities in all 3. And then just when you're watching them from a fundamental standpoint and stuff, I think he's doing a very good job.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Cassandra's Flowers and More is located at 803 West Dickinson next to Citibank, and they offer beautiful floral arrangements for every special occasion in your life. They also feature personalized baskets made to order, green and blooming plants, balloons, and of course roses, and feature the best prices in town. Call Cassandra's Flowers and More to place your order, 336-8809. Cassandra's Flowers and More, 803 West Dickinson. West Texas Portraits in Fort Stockton is your professional full-time photography studio supporting the Fort Stockton Panthers and Prowlers. They can take all your personal sports photographs, family portraits, senior pictures, and other special photos you need. Call them today for an appointment and bring your children or entire family in for some great pictures that will be treasures for a lifetime. Go by 417 North Main or call West Texas Portraits at 432-336-9945. La Rosita Cafe invites everyone into their quaint restaurant for delicious Mexican food plates. Open Tuesday through Sunday from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. They have a fabulous and varied selection on the menu, and you'll love the taste of real Mexican food and the reasonable prices and great service. They also offer daily specials. La Rosita Cafe is located at 800 North Williams behind the former bus station. They also feature a drive-through window. Call for orders to go 336-0099.
Spring Branch Water Well Service offers complete sales and service of windmills, pumps, pressure tanks, water storage tanks, poly pipe, and offers generator rentals as well as testing and plugging. They're equipped with a well camera and will work at residential, commercial, agricultural, industrial, and oil field locations. They're located at 2905 West 9th Street. For great customer service, call day or night at 336-7867. That's 336-PUMP.
And we're back with Coach's Corner and the final segment here with Panther head coach and AD DJ Howell. Coach, what are the keys to getting a win in this ball game against Crane tonight here at home on our homecoming night?
I'll go back to we got to run the football in the red zone in some of those critical areas. We got to be better. Got to clean up some of those things. Protecting the football, we can't have a bunch of turnovers. So those are things that are typical, say every week. The other thing I would say is defensively, we have to communicate really well. They're going to get in some different formations. They're going to use some motions and stuff. And so I think when we get lined up and we communicate and everybody's on the same page defensively, we have a really good shot to get some stops. Where you would have your problem is if they motion or trade and shift, and if we don't get a line, then you're going to give yourself a chance to give up some plays. The other thing is I would expect that, really the only play that Pecos got last week against our defense was on a screen play, so I would expect to see some of that this week as well.
Okay, Coach. What about our offensive game plan against Crane this week?
Going to clean up some of the things in the running game, and then in the passing game, quick passing game, we have to make good decisions with the football. We have to stick with our reads and go through our progressions and make sure that we're getting the ball out on time. And then the other thing that we've done offensively is we've moved a couple of people around to where we feel like we can get them the ball a little more efficiently. We also have got, a guy that didn't play probably as many reps, or a couple guys actually, that didn't play as many reps last week as we would like. And so we addressed that a little bit over the weekend and said, hey, how can we get this guy on the field? And so we've done some stuff with our personnel, but then it gets back to, executing and going through our progressions and being effective and efficient in the passing game.
All right, Coach, how's our injury situation right now?
Jordan is going to be out this week in Oliveras, and he kind of got banged up a little bit this week. Don't think it's going to be a long-term thing, but he'll be out this week. And then other than that, we're pretty healthy. Jordan Oliveira, he was kind of our quarterback in the secondary. He got us lined up, and he does a really good job back there. But, he's been there at practice. He's helping these other guys. And so, feel like we'll be okay there. But that's the one injury probably we got coming in.
All right. Well, it's homecoming tonight. Does that present any distractions that could hurt the team, or how do you navigate that?
Well, I do think that when you're having homecoming or any of these special nights, one, that's what makes football special, especially in the state of Texas, is all the stuff that goes with it, the activities, the band, homecoming, all that stuff. And so for me, I enjoy those things, and I'm glad for our players. And I really think we're going to have a helicopter here coming in at 7 o'clock and all these different things. And so I love it. However, you do have to manage your focus as a football team, because once all that stuff is said and done, you got to go out and play. And so getting everybody to focus and understand that, enjoy all those things, but be ready to play a football game at kickoff is the key. And so I do think that sometimes those are distractions, but I also think that is what makes the game special. And so it's one of those deals where you've got to learn to handle it and do your job. And so, I'm very positive about it.
Well, Coach, last week I was impressed with our Panther crowd at Pecos, and of course, homecoming this week, we're expecting a very large crowd, and I know you want to invite all the Panther fans to come out and support the boys.
Absolutely. I've been very impressed with the way the fan base here in Fort Stockton has supported the football team. They've traveled well. And it's not just them. It's, the band and the cheerleaders and all the spirit squads and stuff like that. They've done a really great job of creating a great game atmosphere. I'd like to invite everybody out this week and get behind us, because as we get this thing rolling and stuff, it's going to be a fun process to be a part of. And so getting in on the ground floor of it as we get this thing going is going to make it even more special for the people.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight against Crane.
Thank you very much.
And that's going to wrap it up for Coach's Corner. I'm Ken Ripley for KFST.
You have been listening to Coach's Corner with KFST's Ken Ripley and head coach and athletic director of the Fort Stockton Panthers, DJ Howell. Coach's Corner is brought to you this season by Spring Branch Water Well Service, Cassandra's Flowers and More, La Rosita Cafe, and by West Texas Portraits. Thank you for joining us for Coach's Corner. It's time for the pregame show, brought to you by Bayou Terraza, Miller Meat Company, Edward Jones Investments, and by Fort Stockton Body Shop. Let's join Ken Ripley and Darren Hodges now for the pregame show.
And good evening, everyone. Ken Ripley along with Darren Hodges. We're live from Panther Stadium in Fort Stockton tonight for the Panthers versus the Crane Golden Cranes in the homecoming game for Fort Stockton tonight. And congratulations to our new homecoming king and queen, Jerry Diaz, who's the quarterback on our football team, has been named the homecoming king, and Victoria Maldonado has been named the homecoming queen. So congratulations to those two seniors at Fort Stockton High School this year. They're the honorees here at homecoming.
Well, we had a lot of great candidates, dukes and duchesses. Everyone looked great, and a really nice crowd out tonight for homecoming.
All right, Darren, this is two 2-1 teams that are meeting tonight. The Golden Cranes have, I think you said, a 6-point victory over Stanton, and they have a victory over Kermit, which was kind of a blowout win for them, and then they lost to Ira Ann last week by a score of 28-14. So a 2-touchdown win for the Ira Ann Braves over Crane last week. Now the Panthers started off with a loss to the Lakeview Chiefs. 42-7 was the final there, a game which everybody thought we didn't play very well, should have played much better. And then we recovered with a big win over Alpine the following week. And then we got a win last week over Pecos in a close one, 16-14 on the road.
We haven't played our best football, but we played our best half against Alpine in the first half. But other than that, we've made a little bit. We've made too many mistakes.
Yeah, we had quite a few penalties this season, and we've had a few turnovers, and they're looking to clean that up. And they're getting, looking to open up the offense a little bit more with that spread offense that we've been running. And we'll see several things from Crane. We'll see the I formation, and we'll see the spread. We'll see a lot of motion offense. So the Golden Cranes, they'll be in the spread part of the time tonight as well.
One thing we won't see from Crane is their roster.
Well, we've got the roster, but we don't have their starters.
Oh, yeah. And, Jerry's going to play well. It'll be interesting to see what he does with that crown on his head during the game as the king, but he may take that off.
I bet he takes it off.
Okay.
But, and one of the things that Coach Howell talked about is, limiting distractions, maintaining your composure during homecoming week. They've had a lot of distractions this week, the homecoming parade and bonfire last night. And, you've just got to put that all out of your head and concentrate on playing good football tonight.
Yeah, it was yesterday was great. The bonfire was nice, the parade, everything's gone well. Hopefully, and we've got a pretty good crowd already here. They've been here early, which is unusual for Fort Stockton.
Yeah, homecoming, of course, started at 6:30 tonight. At any rate, Darren, the weather conditions here tonight, we've got partly cloudy skies, really a nice evening, southeast winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour, and 34% relative humidity, a temperature of about 87 degrees. And I think they're lowering that flag maybe to half-mast. I'm not sure if they're going to lower it completely before the national anthem and then raise it again, but it is supposed to be at half-mast at this time. All right, Darren, we are going to have the starters. I believe you got the starters for the Panthers, and we'll be back in a moment with Panther football on our pregame show after these words.
One of Fort Stockton's greatest treasures is Bella Terraza in downtown Fort Stockton, the fabulous gift and home decor store. Amy makes frequent trips to the market and brings back many special, unique items that would be a great addition to any home. For glassware, pottery, Western items, unique home furnishing, kitchen items, pictures, mirrors, and much more. Shop Bella Terraza today with great prices to please West Texas. Come and visit Bella Terraza today in downtown Fort Stockton at 116 North Main.
Miller Meat Company of Fort Stockton simply has the best quality meats in West Texas, and they have many great products made with their premier meats they want you to know about. How about a tomahawk steak, 2 to 3 inches thick and delicious, shrimp kebabs, jalapeno poppers, fajita pinwheels, seasoned beef fajita mix, and sirloin steaks, plus 7-bone thin-cut steaks, cross-cut ribs, Cajun stuffed chicken, and much more, including their own in-house hamburger patties. Call in your order for pickup, 432-336-2979.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started towards your retirement goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Sal Salazar can help. For all your investment needs, call 336-3611. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
When you need expert auto body repair, see the guys who've been in the business for many years at Fort Stockton Body Shop, 102 West Hornbeck. They offer auto body repair from minor fender benders to repairing your vehicle after a more serious accident. They'll repair and paint like new along with replacement parts needed, and your vehicle will be working like new again. They also offer auto glass repair and replacement and window tinting. Free estimates also available. That's Fort Stockton Body Shop, 102 West Hornbeck.
All right, we're back with our starters for tonight's ball game, the Fort Stockton Panthers offense, and Darren Hodges has that for you.
I do indeed. So at tailback, number 0, Nick Almendaris, a 5'8", 170-pound senior. We've got at receiver, number 6, Cedric Lopez, a 5'9", 145-pound senior. Another receiver alternating. Number 7, Landon Rivas, a 5'7", 160-pound senior. At receiver, number 10, Angel Lujan, a 5'9", 142-pound junior. At receiver, number 21, Jaden Sotelo, a 5'7", 151-pound senior. We've got another wide receiver, number 23, Nicky Sotelo, a 5'7", 160-pound sophomore. At left tackle, number 55, Roy Marcus, 5'9", 201-pound junior. Right guard, number 56, Jose Baisa, 5'9", 218-pound senior. Left guard, number 60, Israel Tercero, a 5'10", 220-pound senior. Right tackle, number 72, J.J. Montoya, 6'2", 282-pound junior. And at center, number 75, Cy Rojas, a 6'2", 217-pound senior.
And I believe you left out a very important player for us tonight, and that's quarterback Jerry Diaz.
QB.
Yeah.
Number 11, Jerry Diaz, a 5'9", 220-pound senior. And our kicker is Diego Ramos, and he's a great offensive player.
He really is a kicker and a punter for the Panthers. Last week he had a winning field goal, game-winning field goal of 27 yards in the third quarter against Pecos. All right, we'll be back in a moment. We've got the defensive starters for the Panthers when we return after this.
Miller Meat Company of Fort Stockton simply has the best quality meats in West Texas, and they have many great products made with their premier meats they want you to know about. How about a tomahawk steak, 2 to 3 inches thick and delicious, shrimp kebabs, jalapeno poppers, fajita pinwheels, seasoned beef fajita mix, and sirloin steaks, plus 7-bone thin-cut steaks, cross-cut ribs, Cajun stuffed chicken, and much more, including their own in-house hamburger patties. Call in your order for pickup, 432-336-2979.
When you need expert auto body repair, see the guys who've been in the business for many years at Fort Stockton Body Shop, 102 West Hornbeck. They offer auto body repair from minor fender benders to repairing your vehicle after a more serious accident. They'll repair and paint like new along with replacement parts needed, and your vehicle will be working like new again. They also offer auto glass repair and replacement and window tinting. Free estimates also available. That's Fort Stockton Body Shop, 102 West Hornbeck.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started towards your retirement goals. Edward Jones financial advisor Sal Salazar can help. For all your investment needs, call 336-3611. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
One of Fort Stockton's greatest treasures is Bella Terraza in downtown Fort Stockton, the fabulous gift and home decor store. Amy makes frequent trips to the market and brings back many special unique items that would be a great addition to any home. For glassware, pottery, western items, unique home furnishing, kitchen items, pictures, mirrors, and much more. Shop Bella Terraza today with great prices to please West Texas. Come and visit Bella Terraza today in downtown Fort Stockton at 116 North Main.
All right, Darren, the teams are entering the field, getting ready to kick off this ball game. We've got the kickoff about 8 minutes away or so here from Panther Stadium, and we're going to have the national anthem in just a few moments. So, big game here tonight between two 2-1 teams, Darren, a non-district game. We've got Lubbock Cooper Liberty here next week in Fort Stockton.
Yeah, Crane, a long-time rival. I remember playing them when I was in high school, and we played them forever.
You know the name of their stadium?
El Ave.
El Ave, that's right. El Ave Stadium in Crane.
That's Italian.
And, we played there last year. And
I got sick.
We've had some, you did. We've had some construction going on around Panther Stadium. They still do not have our elevator up to the press box completed yet. They don't have the concession stand and restrooms completed in the north end yet. But they do have some very nice portable restrooms here. And the Lions Club has a portable concession stand. So it's more or less kind of like normal.
We're getting there. You know, some people said your elevator doesn't go all the way to the top. So, it's kind of fitting, I think.
That's right. Okay, Panther football coming up. Panthers about to enter the field through the tunnel, which is up now.
We're going to do the defensive starters, or we're going to wait?
Oh, did we not do defense?
We haven't done them.
Well, go ahead, yes.
Defensive starters. Jordan Olvera will not be starting it at free safety, but at outside linebacker number 4, Fabian Ramirez, 5'7", 160-pound senior. Inside linebacker number 8, Alan Leyva, 5'11", 180-pound senior. Cornerback number 9, Diego Ramos, 5'8", 165-pound senior. Outside linebacker number 15, Angel Mendoza, 5'7", 165-pound senior. Middle linebacker number 20, Adrian Ramirez, 5'6", 170-pound senior. Cornerback number 21, Jaden Sotelo, 5'7", 151-pound senior. Strong safety number 23, Nicky Sotelo, 5'7", 160-pound sophomore. Defensive end number 55, Roy Margus, 5'9", 201-pound junior. Defensive end number 60, Israel Tesoro, 5'10", 220-pound senior. Nose guard will be number 64, Daniel Perez, 5'6", 201-pound senior.
All right, and we'll be back. By the way, we've got Prowler Volleyball, first game on KFST, broadcast on Tuesday night from Seminole. That's a 6 p.m. Start. As we face the Maidens on Tuesday night, we'll have that live on KFST. All right, we'll be back. The kickoff of our game coming up. That's the conclusion of our pregame show.
You have been listening to the Pregame Show with Ken Ripley and Darren Hodges. The Pregame Show has been brought to you by Bella Terraza, Miller Meat Company, Edward Jones Investments, and by Fort Stockton Body Shop. Stay tuned for Fort Stockton Panther Kickoff.
It's time now for Fort Stockton High School Panther football on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and KFST's YouTube page. Panther football is being brought to you by Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Bucks Lube Center, Pecos County State Bank, Cassie Ledesma State Farm, the Steakhouse Restaurant, the First National Bank, Sawyer Insurance Agency, Hernandez Sanitation, Citibank, K-Bob Steakhouse, Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, Heritage Funeral Home, M&J Fast Lube, Julie's Easy Press, M&J Trucking, Weiss Tire, Joe's Place and Cantina, United Country Real Estate, and by Jones Leasing. Panther football also brought to you by Designer Carpets and Interiors, Permian Basin Abstract, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Cactus Health, Tacos OJ, Porky's Ice House, The Water Factory, Salceda Family Medicine and Urgent Care, CTG Express, Contessa Ready Mix, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, Fort Stockton ISD, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, Pepito's Cafe, West Texas Cinema, RA Radiance Med Spa, Airlawn Furniture Appliance, and by BBT. Now stay tuned for Panther football.
All right, we're back, and the coin toss has been held, and I believe the Golden Cranes have won the toss. Have they elected to receive?
They did.
Okay, they've elected to receive, and the Panthers will be defending the south goal line in this first quarter. And like we said, we have winds blowing out of the southeast pretty stiff tonight, 10 to 20 miles per hour. And we've got a temperature of about 87 degrees under partly cloudy skies in Fort Stockton tonight. But a beautiful evening for football, and we're about to have our national anthem and the flag-raising ceremony here at Panther Stadium. We'll be back with a kickoff coming up with Panther football.
Hey Panther fans, this is Rudy Franco with Amistad Motors, inviting you to come out and take a look at our pre-owned inventory. We have a good selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. We have several certified pre-owned units that come with an extended warranty. So if you are in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, drive on over to 2110 West Dickinson or give us a call at 336-9000. Amistad Motors, friends serving friends. Go Blue!
The trusted name in Fort Stockton and the surrounding area for construction projects of all kinds is Jones Leasing Incorporated, owned and operated by Ross Jones since 1994 for construction jobs, including remodeling projects and roofing, including hail damage, maintenance and repair, painting, and much more. It's Jones Leasing, a fully insured local company with offices at the Hodges Building in Fort Stockton across from City Hall. Call Ross Jones today for a free estimate at 432-290-7171.
Do you know where you can get a great lunch special for a very affordable price? At Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, of course. Their lunch special is served Monday through Friday during lunchtime. Monday is the grilled chicken salad. Tuesday is the taco plate. Wednesday, it's Bienvenidos nachos. Thursday, it's the hamburger basket. And Friday, it's the enchilada plate. You can come by Monday through Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. for a delicious Mexican-style breakfast. Bienvenidos open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 405 West Dickinson.
This is Dakota Livesay for the Pecos County State Bank. As with anything valuable, trust is earned. The Pecos County State Bank has been earning trust in West Texas for over 85 years. Trust is a cornerstone of our business. You trust us with your money, your personal business, and your life. We live up to that trust every day. At the Pecos County State Bank, you will find reliability, honesty, and safety. You will find trust. The Pecos County State Bank, all the bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
Stuck in a state of falling behind? Struggling to keep up with your kids, finances, insurance? Then let State Farm Automobile Insurance Company help you simplify and get to a better state. Because I, Cassie Ledesma, your local State Farm agent, can handle your auto, home, and life insurance, so you'll have more time for everything else. Call me today at 432-336-8575 and get to a better state with State Farm.
The Steakhouse Restaurant announces the addition of a very affordable express lunch, served Monday through Friday from 11 to 2, priced at only $7.99. It's fast and affordable with perfect portions. The lunch choices include 2 cheese enchiladas with rice and beans, 2 beef tacos with rice and beans, 2 chicken flautas with rice and beans, half a quesadilla, beef or chicken with rice and beans, a chicken breast with long green chili, rice and cucumber salad, or a half chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and cucumber salad. Come by, sample the express lunch at the Steakhouse, 1100 West Dickinson.
All right, good evening. We are back with the kickoff of our Fort Stockton Panther game versus Crane, just moments away. Fort Stockton will defend the south goal, and Crane has elected to receive as they won the toss tonight. So it's many times today teams are electing to defer and receive in the second half. But Crane, no, they're going to go on offense first here tonight.
It is. I mean, that's what it looked like to me. It looked like after the coin toss, the referee went over to the Crane side, and they wanted to receive. They want the ball.
Yep. And back in deep receiving will be Noah Guerrero for Crane. And let's see who the other guy is down there. If we can get his number. It is number 10. That's Kobe Walker. Those are the 2 guys back deep for Crane. And, of course, we've got really good kicker. Diego Ramos has been excellent this year, just as he was last year. And he does a good job on the kickoffs. And he hit a 27-yard field goal for us last week. I was watching him kick 45-yard field goals, before the game. And the ones I saw, he was just a tad short on the 45-yarder. Field goals, but he is a good kicker. He's very accurate. They were in the right spot. They were just a little short from 45 yards.
Well, he is. He can certainly put this with the wind kicking in this direction. He ought to be able to put it into the end zone if he wants.
When I was watching him, he was kicking into the wind. So, anyway, we are going to have.
I guess we're waiting for the helicopter maybe to drop the ball off.
I suppose we are. Yes, I believe we've got maybe a helicopter that was supposed to arrive, and here it comes. It is an AeroCare helicopter, I believe. Isn't that what it is?
It's what it looks like to me. Well, I don't know if it's coming here or
I don't know if it's coming here or going to the hospital. I think it's circling around.
I think it wants to coming into the wind. Usually that's what you do, isn't it?
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
You don't want to.
Maybe it's just a passover rather than, I don't think they're going to land on the field.
I don't either, but we certainly seem to be waiting for something.
Well, it was passing over.
Okay.
Well, it will be Diego Ramos kicking it off for the Panthers, and we faked an onside kick.
I wasn't fooled. Were you fooled?
No. Here's Diego, and he's got a pretty good wind behind him. Not directly behind him, but that is a pooch kick, and it's muffed by the Crane receiver, return man, and I believe he picked it back up, and he's down at the 20-yard line. It is Crane football, but Darren, a very dangerous muff by Crane at about the 15-yard line, squirted forward for a few yards, and they covered it up right there at the 20. So that's a break for Crane to get back on the ball.
Yeah, that's number 10 for Crane. Kobe Walker muffing that kickoff, and so Crane, really, they're starting back a bit, all the way back at the 20 instead of the 25.
All right, the Crane Golden Cranes now on offense for the first time tonight. And the quarterback is up under center, and he will hand it off around the left side, and that was a big hole for Crane to number 22. Grayson Huertas will gain about 6 yards on that first carry. And their quarterback, by the way, is Hudson Willis, number 4. And that's a 2nd and 4 coming up for the Golden Cranes. That was a big hole on the left side of their offensive line. And they do have a big offensive lineman over there on that side. And here's the fake handoff now. Crane quarterback keeps it, and he will be brought down immediately by number 15, Angel Mendoza, but he still gains a couple of yards. And so it's going to be 3rd and 2 now for the Golden Cranes. quarterback keeper for Willis.
What it was is the zone read, and the quarterback kept it, but a nice tackle by Angel.
3rd down and 2 now for the Golden Cranes. 2 slot backs. And here's the pitch back. And that is an excellent play there by Fort Stockton's number 64, Daniel Pettis. And they may have lost yardage on that play, but Daniel Pettis, that is a loss of 1 on the play, and it brings up a 4th down and 3. What a great play by Daniel Pettis in the backfield.
Yeah, that's a full 3, maybe even 3.5. So nice job by Fort Stockton. First play, Crane got some good yardage, but the second 2 plays, good job by the defense.
And now Crane will be punting into the wind. Watch the possible fake on 4th and 3, but they're deep in their own territory at the 27, and it is a low snap, a low line drive punt. And it's taken by Fort Stockton's Nicky Sotelo down to the 44-yard line of Crane, and that will set up Fort Stockton in good field position. A return of about 7 yards there for Nicky Sotelo.
Well, that was, I tell you, Nicky did a good job coming up. The Crane defender was blocked to the ground and was able to reach up and just get an ankle and shoestring and bring him down. But I tell you, it wasn't a bad block, just a good tackle by the defender.
All right, Jerry Diaz will be in the at the quarterback spot. Nick Almendaris will be the running back to start the ball game. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side on 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the 44 of Crane with good starting field position for this drive. And here's Jerry Diaz. He will wait, and then he'll toss it out to Nick Almendaris out of the backfield. Nick fumbled the ball, and Crane may have it. Let's see. They do. And it looked like that they're saying that Nick coughed the ball up before he was down.
Yeah, he took 2 or 3 steps, and I don't know if it looked like it maybe just got punched out on the tackle as the guy went to tackle. Instead of making a clean tackle, he punched the ball loose, and it was out on the turf.
All right, so Nick Almendaris fumbles that pass completion.
Really is a nice play. He had good yardage, but forgot the ball.
You know, we had another fumble on a pass reception last week against Pecos early in the game.
Yes, we did. We need to stop that.
All right, 1st down and 10 for Crane. They've got much better field position now at their own 43. Fake handoff, and there's the quarterback keeping the ball, and that's a really great tackle by Fabian Ramirez for the Panthers for a loss on the play, loss of 1.
That time the quarterback was back in the shotgun. He had been under center for the first series, but he was back and, again, faked the handoff to the running back. Great penetration by our linebacker for a tackle for loss.
Hudson Willis, the ball carrier there, the quarterback for a loss of 1. It's 2nd and 11. The ball at the 42-yard line. There's the quarterback in the shotgun to throw. That pass is batted down by the Panther defensive rusher there, the blitzer. And let's see, it was number 15 or 16. I believe it's Angel Mendoza, who was on the blitz that time. And he bats that ball down, and it's incomplete, 3rd and 11.
Really nice job. They were setting up the screen pass, which hurt us last week. The screen pass was the week before. But anyway, really a nice job on the screen to get his hands up and tip that away.
We expected that they might run a screen this week after seeing that one very successful play by Pecos last week. It's 3rd and 11. 3 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Here's a quarterback rolling out to his right, going to throw way downfield, and it's caught by the Golden Cranes racing down the sideline. He has got a touchdown. And that is going to be 57 yards on the pass completion, and that's a beautiful catch by that receiver. Looked like it was overthrown initially, but Crane is going to get a touchdown of 57 yards.
I thought he stepped out around the 20, but the official didn't call it. And I tell you, we just quit. We quit following the receiver. Our defensive back gave up on the play and got beat.
And here's the kick by the Golden Cranes. Fort Stockton runs in a defender late on this play. And Crane leading 6-0. Here's the kick by the Golden Cranes. It's low, and it is good. Crane leads it 7-0. We'll be back with more Panther football. That's your BBT score, 7-0 Fort Stockton trailing the Golden Cranes.
The First National Bank of Fort Stockton offers rock-solid banking services with a friendly staff and offers extended lobby hours. They're a full-service bank, and it's locally owned and operated, and they appreciate your business. First National Bank of Fort Stockton also operates Brave National Bank in Ira-Ann. The First National Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams in all their competition and say, "Go Panthers and Prowlers." The friendly First National Bank of Fort Stockton, 1000 West Dickinson, member FDIC. Sawyer Insurance Agency has 4 locations in West Texas to serve you, including 706 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton and 1502 South Stockton Avenue in Monahans, with offices in Midland and Lubbock. They offer the most complete line of commercial and personal insurance, from workers' comp, general liability, business and personal auto, commercial property, equipment, oil and gas, farm and ranch, and home insurance. Contact Clyde, Nathan, or Travis Sawyer today by calling 336-7543 or 943-9600. Well, Darren, not a good start for the Panthers so far. We allowed a 57-yard touchdown reception there by Crane down the right sideline.
Well, 2 big mistakes. We got a turnover and then give up a long touchdown pass on 3rd and 11. So, we've got some things to fix.
And here's the kickoff by the Golden Cranes into the wind. And that is going to sail out of bounds, and that'll be a big penalty against Crane. If I'm not mistaken, that's a 15-yarder, isn't it?
I think it's 10 or 15 from the spot.
At any rate, it went out of bounds at the 26-yard line, I believe, and so it should be at about the 41. I think it's a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, I thought it went out closer to the 30, but we'll see where they end up spotting it. The official is going over what our options are.
Maybe it's just a 10-yarder.
It's a 10-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty in high school football, I guess.
I think we're going to make them kick it again. We have a very, we've got a very good return team, and I think that's why Crane was trying to kick it away from us.
Right.
And so we're going to just back them up and make them kick it again.
And, of course, they've got a very stiff wind, 10 to 20 miles per hour coming out of the southeast. It's not directly in their face, but it's close.
Yeah, it's close, especially for a right-footed kicker who's probably going to hook it a little bit.
Number 1 is their kicker, Ivan Moreno, for Crane.
I guess it's a 5-yard penalty, so that would have been right. We'd have either had it around the 34 or they can go back 5 yards.
So they'll kick it from their own 35 now. Nicky Sotelo is in receiving there for the Panthers. And
I'd move up.
Yep.
And Jaden Sotelo.
And Jaden Sotelo, the other return man. All right, here are the Golden Cranes now with the kick. And it's Ivan Marino putting his foot into the ball once again. A pooch kick. It's high up in the air. Taken by Sotelo at about the 30-yard line. And that's only about a 4-yard return for Nicky that time. That's a good open field tackle by Crane's Connor Duran.
Well, he did a nice job of coming up and fielding that, but I tell you, it was an even better tackle because had he gotten past that first one, he had some room to run.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the 33-yard line in Fort Stockton territory. Last possession, our first possession, we had on the very first play of that possession, we had a completed pass in the right flat and then a fumble by the receiver, turned it over to Crane. Here's the handoff right up the middle, and that is going to Nick Almendares. Nick will have a 4-yard pickup on that play, and it'll be 2nd and 6.
Nice job on first down. Looks like it, it's a pretty night for football. We got a good crowd. Homecoming.
2nd and 6 for the Panthers, the ball at our 37-yard line. Here's Jerry faking the handoff, and he's going to run it himself, and he is stopped right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play. That was really well played by Crane. They read Jerry very well that time, and Jerry faked the handoff and took it to the right side, and they were right there to meet him.
Well, he had some room to cut back inside 55, and he tried to keep going wide, and there just wasn't any room to run.
So now a big 3rd down and 6 for the Panther offense as we trail 7-0. That's your BBT score. Shotgun for Jerry Diaz, 3 receivers on the left, 1 on the right, and here's Jerry. He's going to pick it up and run, and he will be stopped short of the first down at the 41-yard line. So a 4-yard pickup And we're going to have a 4th and 2 coming up.
Well, I think, looks like we're probably bringing on our punt team. I
Yes.
don't know if we will punt, but we're certainly bringing out our punt team.
Got the wind behind us a little bit, quite a bit here in this first quarter. So still 7:40 remaining in the first period. Crane is leading 7-0 over the Panthers. That's your BBT score. Diego Ramos, our punter and our kicker, he's back to punt.
Well, we need a good punt, that's for sure.
And here's Diego with a low line drive kick. Takes a good Fort Stockton roll.
Oh,
we can't get to it in time to avoid the touchback. And so that's a really big kick for Fort Stockton right there.
I think he was trying to angle it out, but it took a kick back to the right and ended up it shot into the end zone. So that's a 60-yard punt.
63-yard punt for Diego Ramos. No return. They will have it on the touchback at the 25-yard line.
I think it goes to the 20 on the punt.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's on the 20.
Yeah. Yeah, the chains are going to move it back 5 yards.
Well, not a great start. So let's see if we can get a stop here. We got a stop on the first drive and then immediately turned it over.
Let's get a turnover ourselves on this drive. How about it? First down and 10. Here's the pitch back to Crane, and here's the Panther defense stopping that running back for about a 1-yard gain, maybe 2.
I think he made about 2 yards, but really a nice job by the Panther defense. Again, Crane went 3 and out on the first series, and then on our first play on offense, we turned it over, and they scored on 3rd and long.
All right, it is now 2nd and 8 for the Golden Cranes. They send 2 receivers to the right and 2 to the left. Quarterback in the shotgun formation with 1 running back. He takes it, pump fakes. Now he's looking to throw to the left side, and that is another reception by the Golden Cranes. And they've got a big first down, and this is going to be, again, a big gain for Crane.
There's a flag down. Let's see what this is all about.
Would be a 38-yard gain.
There's a flag down. I don't know if the receiver went out of bounds and came back in or if there was interference.
All right, let's see what the official rules here. See if we can get the call from the head referee. It is, what is that? Is that ineligible man downfield? No, that's not what it is.
No, because then they'd be moving it back. I'm not sure. Offsides on Fort Stockton. I guess we may.
Well, they signaled the penalty against Crane.
Oh, well, it must have been after the play.
Yeah.
Maybe there was an illegal block. So
it's going to be a 15-yard penalty against Crane.
Must have been an illegal block downfield, and so it's going to be enough for the first down.
Yeah.
But bring it back a little bit.
All right, so Crane will have a 1st and 10 after that long pass play. From the 42-yard line of Crane, it's 1st and 10. 38-yard reception, then a 15-yard penalty. All right, the Golden Cranes now in the shotgun once again. Receivers in tight on the left side in a diamond formation. And there's a flag coming in, and the Panthers jumped. They're going to say offsides against Fort Stockton.
Sure was. I thought Crane flinched and we jumped across, but that's not what they saw.
It's a 5-yard penalty against Fort Stockton, and so that'll give Crane a 1st and 5. 6:16 remaining first quarter. Crane leading this game 7-0. That's your BBT score. And we have not yet had a first down in this game. We've only run 3 plays. All right, 1st and 5 for Crane now with a receiver on each side. 2 big slot men. Put one of them in motion. Here's the pitch back, and they're going to run to that strong side, and that's a first down for Crane. They've got a gain of about 15 yards on that play.
Really have. Nice run. They ran to the left. Looked like they had us outnumbered. They had more blockers out than we had defenders, and running back was able to get outside and kept going upfield until he was finally pushed out of bounds.
All right, Crane now with a first down. That's their third first down of the ball game. And they've got it at the Panther 34-yard line and driving. They've had really good success with the passing game tonight.
Really have. Killed us.
And there's another player for the Panthers jumping off sides. And I don't know if Crane moved and drew us off, or if it was offsides on the Panthers.
Looks like the quarterback is bobbing his head, and he's getting us with a hard count. And I think they're going to talk about that.
Yeah, they're talking about it.
The quarterback is
something's making us jump.
It looked like the quarterback really bobbed his head and was saying hike, and I don't think the quarterback, even whether you're back or can move their head like that. They've got to, they can't simulate like it's going to be snapped.
Right. Well, it was first and 10 for Crane. We'll see what this penalty is about. If they're going to rule it on against Fort Stockton or Crane. They are having a long discussion about it.
Well, the referee in the back threw the flag also.
It's offsides against the Panthers once again. So that's 2 offsides penalties on this drive against Fort Stockton. They'll have another 1st and 5.
Well, I think what they were discussing, the quarterback looks like he's giving a hard count, but he's doing a big head motion, and you can't do that. They can call you for that.
1st down and 5 for the Golden Cranes now at the 29-yard line of the Panthers. I formation. Well, it's actually the quarterback in the shotgun with the running back behind him. Pistol formation.
No, the quarterback's under center.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, he is. It's an I formation then for Crane, and they put the slot man in motion. And here's the pitch back again. And that's worked pretty well. And here it is again, another 1st down. I tell you, Darren, with those slot backs leading the way for that running back, that's been very successful.
Well, they're moving late, and I don't think we're adjusting over to that side because they bring a guy over from the right to the left, and then seem like they have us outnumbered, and we're not adjusting our line in that direction.
All right, it's an 11-yard pickup, and it's 1st and 10 for the Golden Cranes inside the red zone at the Panther 18-yard line. And they have possessed the ball almost the entire first quarter. It's 1st and 10 at the Panther 18. 2 receivers on each side. Put a receiver in motion, the fake pitch to the receiver, and now the quarterback keeps it. There's a flag coming in from the backfield, and this may be a hold on Crane offensively.
Yeah, they held our defensive end or our outside linebacker, and then the guy made it obvious. He held his hands up like, I didn't hold him, and the official, of course, saw it. And,
all right, that's a hold against Crane, the flag thrown at the 20-yard line, so that'll back Crane up 10 yards here. And it will repeat 1st down. It'll be a 1st and 20 for Crane from the 27-yard line now. They'll have to get to the 7-yard line for a 1st down, Darren.
Well, it is. They've got a long way to go, but they found some stuff working to their left side and on the short side of the field, so we're going to have to make some adjustments, but we're going to have to guard these receivers.
Okay, 2 receivers on each side. Crane quarterback in the shotgun, 1 running back, and he's back to throw, and it is overthrown a little bit through the hands of Colby Walker. And I remember him from last year, I believe, but that is an incomplete pass, and it brings up a 2nd and 20.
Really nice coverage. Tried a wide receiver screen, but the pass was not the greatest pass, and we had it pretty well defended.
The ball is at the 30-yard line. I guess they spotted that penalty for about 12 yards on that hold a moment ago. Yeah, it was. So it was a spot foul. So it's 2nd and about 22, actually. There's 2 men in motion at the same time. I didn't think you could do that.
You can do it as long as they get set before the ball is snapped. And he's still running. We're not tackling.
Wow, there's a big run for Crane that got them about 12 yards. And bad tackling there by the Panthers. And they just kept bullying through the middle of the line for 12 yards. And it's now a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, we had him wrapped up around the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard or 2 gain. But he kept running, and they kept pushing him. It ended up being about a 10-yard carry.
11 yards, and it's 3rd down and 11 now for Crane. And they're in the red zone at the 18-yard line of the Panthers here on 3rd and 11. Crane leading 7-0. Here's the snap, and the quarterback is going to be tripped and finally brought down right at the line of scrimmage by the Panthers. Finally finishing him off, I believe it was Cariel Rojero.
Number 60.
Oh, it was at 60? That's Israel Tercero. Okay, and by the way, wanted to mention and apologize, Cariel Rojero, we've had the wrong number for him for quite a while, and he's made some plays for this Panther team, but we've had the wrong number until this week. 4th down and 11 now for Crane. Let's see what they do.
Well, I would not let anyone behind me.
4th down and 11. I'm sure Crane may throw it into the end zone here. Let's see. A receiver on each side. Panther shift on defense. And here's the quarterback back to throw, now being rushed. And he's looking for help. And he's got lots of time, and he just throws it away down the right sideline. Incomplete.
Really a nice defensive job. Had really good pressure on him. He didn't have any good coverage and good pressure on the quarterback that time. You know, I'd like to see a few first downs. We need one.
Yeah, that turns the ball over on downs to the Panthers at our own 18-yard line. And, Darren, this will be the worst field position we've had. We've only run 3 offensive plays in the entire – 4 offensive plays in the entire first quarter with 3:57 to go.
Well, still a lot of time. We need to get down and make some first downs and hopefully get a score.
1st and 10 Panthers at our own 18. 2 receivers on each side. They'll shift it over to the right hash mark.
Yes. It's got to go back where it was on the previous play since it was an incomplete pass.
2 receivers on each side for the Panthers. The short side of the field to the right side. Jerry Diaz in the shotgun. And I think Nick Almendares is still in there at running back, number 0. Yes, he is. And here's Jerry back to throw. And he's got time. And now he's going to take off. He's got a first down, and he will go out of bounds at around the 37-yard line.
Really a nice job that time. Good pass protection. Receivers didn't come open. We had everyone back in there blocking. And
that is the first down of the game for Fort Stockton, brought to you by Cactus Health. And a 19-yard gain by Jerry Diaz.
Well, that got us out of a hole.
1st down and 10 Panthers at the 37-yard line. Lots of green there for Jerry. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Slot receiver on the left. And here's the handoff, goes to Almendares. And Nick will have a nice gain of about 5 yards right up the middle.
Crane's got a number 55 for Crane. I don't know how big he is, but he is really a big kid.
Yeah, I think they said he's about 6'4" or 5.
Yeah.
And weighs about 260.
Yeah, he's a big kid. He looks like a football player.
And it's 2nd and 5 for Fort Stockton here. Here's Jerry in the shotgun, slot man on the left side. Here's the handoff to Nick. Some good blocking for Nick and a cutback run, and he's got the first down by a couple. So that's a 7-yard pickup for Almendares. Some really good blocking on the right side of that offensive line. 1st down, Fort Stockton, brought to you by Cactus Health. And the ball at the 50-yard line, 1st and 10, Fort Stockton. We'll see if we can tie this up before the quarter ends, Darren. That'd be nice.
I was laughing. Number 9 is guarding 21 and he followed him all the way across the field. And even after the play, he's right in his back pocket.
1st down and 10, ball at the 49-yard line of the Panthers. Jerry Diaz in the shotgun and back to throw. And he is hit, and he throws it just as he's hit, and it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, he did a nice job of standing in the pocket, and he was being pulled down and tried to get the pass away, and just got it forward enough that it's an incomplete pass.
2nd down and 10, ball at the 49-yard line, still in Fort Stockton territory. That stops the clock with 2:22 left. And a 7-0 Crane lead. That's your BBT score. Jerry Diaz in the shotgun. Nick Almendares, the running back. 3 receivers left, 1 on the right. Here's Nick. And that's going to be a first down run. A big run for Nick Almendares down to the 33-yard line.
Well, one thing I've noticed is Crane has a lot of two-way starters. And we'll see how that goes as the game wears on. But they've got a lot of two-way starters tonight.
That is the third first down of the ball game for Fort Stockton after an 18-yard run by Nick Almendares. It's 1st and 10 Fort Stockton at the Crane 33-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go, first quarter. 7-0 Crane on top. Here's the fake handoff, and now Jerry will keep it, and that's a nice little fake by Jerry, and he's going to get nice yardage out of that, about 5, I would say. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Panthers.
You know, this is a nice drive. We started back deep in our own territory, and we've already moved it out, getting close to the red zone. Not there yet.
Close to 6 yards gained on that play, but the ball is now at the 28-yard line of Crane. 2nd and 5 for the Panthers. Diaz in the shotgun, 2 receivers on each side. We need to score on this drive. Wide open man. Here's a wide open man, Nicky Sotelo, I believe.
Oh, he got hit in the end zone
for the touchdown, and that's going to be 28 yards to Nicky Sotelo. Man, he was wide open, and nobody could cover him down the middle.
Well, Nicky's been a really tough return man, good two-way player for us. But, yeah, nice job of Jerry staying in the pocket and then seeing Nicky break open and hitting him in the end zone. Well, let's try to tie this up. You know, last week we went for 2 on our first or second touchdown.
Kind of put us behind the 8 ball in that game.
But I like it, getting ready for the playoffs and stuff.
All right, here's Diego Ramos with the kick. It's up, and it is good, and that ties the game up at 7-7. That's your BBT score. We'll be back in a moment.
Hernandez Sanitation in Fort Stockton proudly serves a large portion of West Texas with sanitation services, including the oil field for portable toilets, holding tanks, septic tank service, grease trap service, or large roll-off trash containers. Contact Hernandez Sanitation today by calling owner and operator Joe Angel Hernandez at 432-336-3803. Hernandez Sanitation, a proud member of the Fort Stockton community, always supporting all the athletic and extracurricular activities in Fort Stockton schools. United Country Real Estate is your top real estate agency in the Trans-Pecos. Serving Pecos, Reeves, Ward, Terrell, Brewster, and Presidio counties, you'll find fabulous listings for West Texas homes, ranches, commercial property, and hunting land. Serving all surrounding area towns and communities. Visit their website today at ucre-wtx.com to view their listings. Also ask them about property management. Located at 1032 North Highway 285 in Fort Stockton, also with an office in Pecos. Call United Country today at 432-336-1111.
All right, the Panthers are back now with the kickoff, and after a big score from Jerry Diaz, a beautiful pass down the middle to Nicky Sotelo for a 28-yard touchdown. The Panthers have tied it up after that PAT kick by Diego Ramos, and the ball blows off the tee, so we're going to tee it up again and try to kick it this time. It was a nice drive, Darren. That's a long drive.
Well, we needed that. Our defense had been on the field way too much.
And here is Diego Ramos with a very nice kick. That is 10 yards deep in the end zone for the touchback. Really nice kick by Diego.
Yes, it was. And our defense maybe had time to talk about things a little bit, make some adjustments, because Crane did a nice job of running to their left, our right, and getting, making great yardage. And then they've hit a couple of deep passes.
Well, Darren, 4 first downs on that drive. Finished it off with a 28-yard touchdown pass. And I know Coach Howell wants to have, some big plays on our offense. That certainly was one.
That was a great play.
Yeah,
it really was.
First down and 10 now for Crane at their own 25-yard line after the touchback. Golden Cranes put a slot man in motion. And now they will pitch it. And that time around the left side it didn't work. That's a 2-yard loss, at least a 1-yard loss for Crane. We'll call it a 1-yard loss, bringing up 2nd and 11.
I think they may have tried to fool us. They brought the man in motion to their right side, but then they still ran to the left.
That's right.
Yeah, you can have 2 men in motion as long as they're set. You can have them all moving, but you've got to be set for at least a second, and only 1 in motion at the snap.
2nd down, 11 yards to go. Ball at the 24-yard line. Crane's quarterback up under center now, and he will hand it off up the middle, and the Panthers are right there to meet him in the hole. He might have gained that yard back, and so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Golden Cranes. That's a nice tackle on the interior of that defensive line for the Panthers.
Really was it. Somebody took a punch at the ball. The running back nearly lost the ball, and he had to quit trying to run forward and just hang on to the ball, and he got thrown back.
We ought to call timeout, maybe, but, that's going to be the end of the first quarter. We had the wind still in their face, but it is 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. That's your BBT score. We'll be back for the second quarter after these words.
Your dreams are what power our community. When it comes to buying a home, starting a business, or tools to help with everyday money management, Citibank is a proud community leader for your financial needs. From personal checking and lending solutions to mobile banking and a suite of business services, our goal is to help you achieve yours. Citibank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Hey, Fort Stockton. Hungry for a deal that satisfies every craving? K-Bob Steakhouse has you covered with a 2 for $20 meal deal. That's right, choose a starter like crispy potato skins, cheesy quesadilla or zesty fried pickles, and pair it with an entree. The juicy 6-ounce sirloin, crispy catfish platter, or maybe the hearty chicken fried steak. The choice is yours. Your entree also comes with your choice of sides, baked potato fries, or green beans, all for $20. So grab your friends, family, or come solo and treat yourself at K-Bob Steakhouse in Fort Stockton. Come by today.
All right, Darren, we're back with the second quarter beginning, and it's a 7-7 ball game. That's your BBT score. Crane now has a 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Panthers got them for a yard loss and then a 1-yard gain. And let's see what Crane does now on 3rd and 10.
They've been good throwing the ball.
They've got the wind behind them now, and here's a long pass, and that is caught. Oh,
he dropped it.
Did he drop it?
He dropped it. They took it. We took it away. Either we took it away.
We took it away. Who took it away?
That's number 2. No,
number 5. That was Anthony Cortez, and that is an interception by the Panthers.
Yeah.
And the Panthers I think he took it away from him after he made the reception.
He did. The receiver made an unbelievable grab of the ball, reaching back, and I think the defender just was able to. He was face guarding him the whole way, and then he just grabbed the ball and ripped it out and took it to the ground.
All right, 1st and 10 Panthers after the turnover by the Golden Cranes. Turnovers have come to our defense a bit few and far between this year so far, and this is a nice break for the Panthers. 1st and 10, Jerry Diaz in the shotgun, got plenty of time on the play clock. And here's Jerry taking the snap, and it will be a handoff to Nick Almendares right up the middle, and that'll be a 4-yard gain for Nick.
Got big number 55, two-way starter, is now out of the game, resting. He's played a lot of snaps already.
2nd down and 6 now for the Panthers at the Crane 47-yard line. And our team looks over to the sideline for the signals. We've got 2 running backs in there flanking the quarterback. Quarterback is Diaz, and 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Different formation here. And here's a handoff going to Jeremiah Gonzalez. He's got a 1st down, still going to the 39-yard line of Crane. And that'll be a 7-yard pickup by Jeremiah Gonzalez, I believe.
Yeah, we had 2 running backs in the backfield on either side of the quarterback, and one kind of led the running back. Jeremiah did a nice job of finding a hole and getting upfield.
And it's 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the Crane 39-yard line. After that interception a moment ago, it's I don't know if you'd call it an interception or
I think it's a fumble and takeaway. Yeah,
probably a fumble. 1st down and 10, ball at the 39. And here's the handoff going to Nick Almendares. Nick is going to have 3 yards on this carry, bringing up a 2nd and 7, excuse me. 10:31 to go in the second quarter. We're all tied up at 7 apiece. That's your BBT score. And by the way, a moment ago, that Diaz to Sotelo play was an outstanding play brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. That was really a great play.
I think the takeaway was outstanding,
And
too.
it was, yes, it was. All right, 2nd and 7, ball at the 36-yard line. Diaz in the shotgun at quarterback, 2 receivers on each side. Nick in the running back spot. Here's Jerry looking to throw, and he is going to take off now with the ball, and he's going to be stopped at the 32-yard line. Pickup of about 4 yards on the carry.
Yeah, I believe
it will set up 3rd and 3 for the Panthers.
I think we're probably in 4-down territory at this spot because I don't think we can kick a field goal into this wind. So
Third down and 3 for the Panthers.
Big play.
Join us on KFST AM 860, KFST 94.3 FM for this game, along with our website, kfstradio.com, streaming the audio and streaming audio and video on KFST's YouTube page. Here's Nick. He's going to have a cutback run, and good vision there, and it works out for him really nicely as he is still going past the 25 down to the 23-yard line. That'll wind up being a 9-yard pickup for Nick Almendares, and another Panther first down, brought to you by Cactus Health, and that's an M&J Fast Lube outstanding play.
Well, he is, but we have a lineman down. Israel Tesoro is down on the ground, and they're checking him out.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back in just a moment.
If you or your spouse have been thinking about pre-planning your funerals, Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend has some very important news. Now is the best time to plan for your eternity and take the financial burden off your loved ones. If you already have a plan, let them review it with you. At Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend, they'll work with you so that your final requests are personalized just for you. Call or come by today at 301 North Main or message them on Facebook. Need a quick, efficient oil change? M&J Fast Lube at 116 West Dickinson is here to serve you. Martine and Julia Ibarra invite you to stop by. They have great service, and they offer auto oil and lube services with the top major oil brands and vehicle washing and cleaning. Or you can get your vehicle completely detailed. It'll look like you just bought it. That's M&J Fast Lube, 116 West Dickinson, supporting Panther and Prowler Sports. Go Blue! M&J Trucking Services supports our Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams and wants you to know that there's a locally owned and operated oilfield trucking company that can handle your vacuum truck and water hauling in the surrounding area. It's M&J Trucking in Fort Stockton, offering 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week vacuum truck and water hauling service. Contact M&J Trucking today at 290-4510. M&J Trucking, owned and operated by Martine Ibarra, proudly supporting the Fort Stockton Panthers and Prowlers. Cleaning needs.
All right, we're back with more Panther football. We had, was it Israel Tercero walking off?
He was. They're
After the
checking
injury?
him out. He seems to be walking pretty good. Maybe he got banged up a little bit in the pile.
It's 1st and 10 Panthers after a 9-yard run a moment ago by Nick Almendares. Here's Nick again on the run. A nice run by Nick down to the 10-yard line. That's going to be a 13-yard pickup and another first down, brought to you by Cactus Health.
Well, Panthers have really, after being pushed around a little bit, have really dominated both sides of the line of scrimmage this last couple of series.
It's 1st and goal for the Panthers now at about the 8-yard line of Crane. We are still tied up 7-7 with 8:30 remaining second quarter. That's your BBT score. 1st and goal now for the Panthers at about the 8.5 maybe. And here is a handoff going to Almendares again. And he will have yardage down to the 7, and that's about it. So about a 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, doing a lot of the running right up the middle. And we had a tough time up the middle last week against Pecos, but having some success. But, this is a big play. I have a feeling Jerry may keep one of these.
2nd down and goal from the 7-yard line. 2 receivers on each side. Here's the snap. Jerry back to throw. And here's Jerry. He's going to take it and run. He's down to the 5, and he is into the end zone, and he just squeezed through a couple of defenders and scored the touchdown from 7 yards out.
really did a nice job. Kept looking downfield for an open receiver and kept moving his feet, and then saw a little bit of a crease so he could maybe get to the goal line, but he made it all the way in. And that is a M&J Trucking scoring play and M&J Fast Loop outstanding play.
All right, the PAT now coming from Diego Ramos as the Panthers are now leading 13-7. That kick is way up high, and it is still good. And the Panthers are leading now 14-7 over the Cranes. We'll be back in a moment with more Panther football after this timeout.
Julie's Easy Press Cleaners is ready to serve you with all your laundry cleaning needs. From drop-off to pickup, you'll enjoy not having to do the washing, drying, or pressing. It's done for you. Whether it's a party, office meeting, or lunch with friends, show up dressed for success, because at Julie's Easy Press, they know that when you look good, you feel good. Julie's Easy Press, 1101 Front Street. Call 336-6601. At Weiss Tire Pros, they've been servicing vehicles reliably for generations. They're family-owned and operated for over 35 years, and they're here to make certain your cars and trucks keep their promise to you. They're more than just tires, offering full automotive services, so they keep you focused on the road ahead. They carry all major tire brands. For whatever you drive, Weiss Tire Pros has a tire to fit your needs. With Weiss Tire Pros, they're here to help keep you safe on the road. Visit the store today in Fort Stockton. Weiss Tire Pros. Love the drive.
And we're back with more Panther football. We've got 7:40 remaining in the second quarter. The Panthers have come back with 2 unanswered scores, and now the Panthers lead 14-7.
Really nice drives. And throwing the ball, running the ball, quarterback scrambles, big part of our game. And here's the kickoff. It's going to go deep, and it's going to go out of bounds about the 15-yard line.
Yep. Number 10 right there for Crane, Colby Walker, was ready to return the ball, but he was standing right there to watch it go out of bounds.
They can either, I think, take it maybe at the 30, or we'll re-kick it.
Yeah, we'll see what Crane decides to do.
I tell you, I don't know what's happened at Andrews. Andrews is losing to Wichita Falls Memorial 35-0, and it's just halfway through the second quarter.
Well, Memorial is a very good team. Andrews is probably not quite as strong as they have been, and they've played a very. I'll give Crane this. They've had a very tough schedule.
Andrews, yes.
That's a 10-yard penalty against Fort Stockton on the kickoff going out of bounds. Crane takes it at the 30-yard line. 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. And here's the handoff. Oh, man, what a great tackle by Fort Stockton on the running back. Fabian Ramirez caught the running back in the backfield just as the handoff took place for a loss of 5.
Well, it really was. That running back's had some good runs, but he was going sideways, and I tell you, he just really nailed him and drove him to the ground. He went backwards.
And the running back, I believe, was
22.
Grayson Huertas. So it's 2nd and 15 for Crane at the 25-yard line. Quarterback back to throw under a lot of pressure, and he throws over the head of the intended receiver, incomplete. Brings up now a 2nd and 15.
Well, our offensive and defensive lines have really picked it up. They're doing a much better job.
During the last 4 passes, 1 complete, but then the receiver fumbled it, but the other 3 were incomplete. So it's 3rd and 15, but let's not speak too soon. 4 receivers in a diamond formation over there on the far side, the right side. And here's a completed pass in the right flat, and they tried to get blockers out in front of that receiver, Noah Guerrero. But the Panthers do a good job of beating those blocks and hold that reception to only a 3-yard gain.
Guerrero went nowhere, and now it's 4th down.
Right. 4th and 12.
4th and 12. That was another good defensive series by the, we've had one bad series, really. And,
well, that was that 57-yard touchdown pass. We gave up a big screen pass of 65 yards to Pecos last week.
We did.
So we've given up some big plays, but overall the defense is playing really well.
I think in their other drive they had they're going to have to call timeout.
All right, timeout. We'll be back with more Panther football. Your BBT score 14-7, Fort Stockton.
Buck's Lube Center is located at 310 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. They feature quick oil changes, multi-point vehicle checks, inspection stickers, and fuel filters for all vehicles, specializing in mobile oil but with Motorcraft also in stock. Buck's Lube Center is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Remember, for reasonable prices and great service, it's Buck's Lube Center, 310 West Dickinson, Fort Stockton. They hope to serve you on every oil change. Designer Carpets and Interiors has become known in Fort Stockton as the remodeling experts. They will be glad to put together a free estimate on just about any remodeling project, always keeping in mind your budget. They also can help with ideas and designs for your project to upgrade your home and add to its value. They also have all types of the latest and most modern flooring, including carpet, tile, hardwood, laminates, custom cabinetry, countertops, and much more. Call Designer Carpets and Interiors today at 336-6591.
Boy, we almost got to that punt. We almost blocked it, but here is Nicky Sotelo. No, it's not. It's Jaden Sotelo going to return this ball this time. And it looks like they horse-collared our guy out of bounds right there, but they didn't call it. But that is a nice return all the way down to the 37-yard line by Jaden Sotelo this time.
Really, we almost blocked it. You're right. We might have even got a finger on it. But a good job by Jaden Sotelo to get up, get that ball. And I tell you, he took off upfield really quickly and made some. We got a chance for another score here before halftime. This has been our danger zone. We drive down and throw a 90-yard interception, a pick six. So we need to take care of the ball.
That's right, Darren. We're going to try to avoid that situation this time. But we've got 6 minutes still left in the second quarter. 1st and 10, Panthers at the Crane 35-yard line after a nice return by Jaden Sotelo. Man, Jerry Diaz did a great job of getting to that snap before it went over his head. Hands it off to Nick Almendares for a 7-yard gain. And that's just a great play by Jerry Diaz to control a high snap.
Well, we're doing a really job up the middle. And I tell you, we've done a nice, after that first drive, we've done a nice job blocking. And Jerry's had plenty of time to throw the ball for the most part.
2nd down and 3 coming up for the Panthers at the Crane 28-yard line. 5:27 left in the second quarter. It's 14-7 Fort Stockton. That's your BBT score. Here's Nick Almendares with a first down run, it looks like. Looks like he's got at least the 3 needed for the first down. That's about what he's got. 3 yards, and that is going to be a Panther first down brought to you by Cactus Health Services.
Well, that's a big one. Now, now we're down to the 25, and we can run anything we want. But I tell you, we might go for a quick shot here. I think Jerry wants to throw a long pass, and we'll see if we can get someone open down the middle again.
We've had 2 M&J Trucking scoring plays. Sotelo with a 28-yard touchdown pass, and Diaz with a 7-yard touchdown run. 1st and 10 at the 25. Here is Almendares, takes the handoff, coming to the left. He's got 5, maybe 6 yards. They're going to call him with 6 on the spot, and that's a nice first down play. It's 2nd and 4 with 4:38 left to go in the second quarter. Really nice run again by Nick, and he's going to be spelled, I think, a little bit. I think Jeremiah Gonzalez is coming in to give him a little bit of a rest.
Well, I think he is. And one player we haven't seen in there, Nicky Sotelo's out right now. And I'm not sure why. He's a very good offensive player and a good return man.
2nd down and 3.
Call timeout.
Got a timeout on the play. We'll be back with more Panther football in just a moment.
Permian Basin Abstract Company is located at 600 West Dickinson and is available to handle all your real estate closings. They have a full-service title company and are experts at handling all the tricky parts of title work. Great customer service is their #1 goal with local manager Penny McKnight. Permian Basin Abstract has locations in Andrews, Seminole, Pecos, and the local office in Fort Stockton to serve all area West Texas counties and have all records available. Call 432-336-3301 or go by Permian Basin Abstract, corner of Monahans Highway and Dickinson Boulevard. Have you tried the delicious Jalisco-style Mexican food at the Guadalajara Mexican Grill recently? Their food and service is fast and top-notch. Plus, they're now offering some additions to their huge menu, including the carnitas plate and the fantastic molcajete with beef, chicken, and shrimp. They also now have delicious chicken wings spiced with mango, habanero, buffalo, or barbecue. Top it off with your favorite adult beverages and drinks and desserts. They also have daily specials, and you can dine in or call in orders at 336-6600. The Guadalajara Mexican Grill, 200 East 19th on the Imperial Highway.
And we're back. It's 2nd and 3 now for the Panthers. Here's the handoff. Goes to Nick Almendares. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down. A gain of 2 on the play. No, about 3. And he'll be a yard short. 3rd and 1 coming up at the Crane 16-yard line. We've got 3:46 to go in the second quarter and counting. The Panthers are leading 14-7. That's your BBT score.
You know, Nicky's done a great job of following his blockers, finding an open space, and making good yardage.
Nick Almendares you're talking
yes,
about.
I am. Yes.
3rd down and 1. The ball at the 16-yard line. Jerry Diaz in the shotgun. Another high snap. And that is Jeremiah Gonzalez, the carrier that time. A 2-yard pickup. That's going to be a first down. Jeremiah Gonzalez gets the 10th first down of the ball game for Fort Stockton.
Really nice
And that
job.
is brought to you by Cactus Health Services.
You know, this is a great deal. Like, what a comeback. Fall behind 7-0 in the first quarter, and we've come back and got a chance to go up by 2 scores.
1st and 10, ball at the 14-yard line of Crane with plenty of time. 3:02 left to go in this second quarter. All right, Diaz in the shotgun again. He's had some high snaps to deal with, but he's done well with those, and that's a good snap, and it goes to Nick Almendares. Nick is going to score. Nick Almendares with a 14-yard touchdown run.
Really a nice job. You know, there was some room, but I tell you, Nick finds the open space, and he accelerates through the hole very quickly. So great job by the Panther offense here. You know, he got the ball in pretty good field position and then just punched it in. Oh, there's a penalty on this.
Oh, no. Okay, they're going to call a penalty, so wipe that touchdown out for the moment. That's unfortunate.
That is, I tell you.
That is a holding call, I suppose, against the Panthers.
I suppose. Well, let's see what we can do.
All right, the Panthers will set it up again on 1st and 13 after the holding call. And here's the handoff again to Nick. And Nick is going to break it again for a touchdown. So this one, make it 17 yards.
Yeah, that was good. It really almost an identical play. It's the same cut, same acceleration. Got into the end zone again. We have a Crane player down, so we're probably going to have a stop.
All right, Nick Almendares with a 17-yard run for a touchdown. There's a man down. We'll be back in a moment.
At Cactus Health Services, they're here when you need them. On Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, the friendly staff at Cactus Health is ready to serve you from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and from 2 to 5 p.m. On Tuesdays, they're open from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and from 2 to 7. Would you like to get in earlier? The Cactus Health office is open on Wednesdays from 7:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. and from 2 to 4:30. Whether it's a routine checkup or something more, they're here for your health. Call Cactus Health at 336-8110.
Tacos OJ in Fort Stockton is famous for its fabulous authentic Mexican food and is now offering breakfast every day from 8 a.m. until noon. Yes, not only can you find the most delicious Mexican food in town, but you can also now have either a Mexican or American breakfast at Tacos OJ, served from 8 a.m. until noon daily. Tacos OJ, open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. They offer a full menu of great Mexican and American food. Tacos OJ, now serving breakfast, 1305 North Main. They also have a drive-through window for takeout orders. Call 336-3066.
All right, Darren, we're back, and another beautiful touchdown drive. 3 scoring drives in a row for the Panthers, unanswered by Crane, and good defense in between on the Crane possessions. So it's now 20-7 Fort Stockton, and we're going to try for the extra point here coming up. There was a man for Crane injured after that Nick Almondada's 17-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, we see number 60, Israel Tercero, is up, moving around pretty well. We may see him back in the game. And Nicky Sotelo has ice on his left wrist, and hopefully we'll see him back.
And here's the extra point try. It is good by Diego Ramos, and the Panthers lead 21-7 with 2:22 to go in the first half. That's your BBT score. We'll be back in a moment.
Porky's Ice House in Fort Stockton is the place to get your drinks and snacks in Fort Stockton, with 2 convenient drive-through lanes open 7 days a week for teas, lemonades, and fountain drinks with added flavors upon request and much more. Go by Porky's Ice House, and remember, happy hour is each day from 4 to 6 p.m. with all drinks any size for just $1. They also make popular clamato, squirt, topo chico, and jerky preparados that are delicious, along with nachos. Porky's Ice House, 1401 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. The Water Factory, located at 1005 North Butts in Fort Stockton, is your answer to premium drinking water and ice. For all your home or office cooler needs in Fort Stockton, it's the Water Factory. They have bottle and bulk delivery of purified water, and they even offer custom labeling for small bottles. They've been your water conditioning professionals since 1985. Call the Water Factory today, 336-6434, or go by 1005 North Butts. That's the Water Factory, Fort Stockton.
All right, we're back. The Panthers are leading now 21-7. That's your BBT score. Here's Diego Ramos to kick off after the Panthers' last touchdown drive. And it's a high kick taken at the 23-yard line by the Golden Cranes, and not many defenders back to tackle the return man. I mean, he got beyond our return line very quickly, and he gets a good return down to the 46-yard line in Fort Stockton territory.
Really did. We didn't have very good coverage. Maybe they got used to Diego booting out, and they just were watching. One thing that I want to mention, we've went years where we couldn't make an extra point to save our life. We had to go for 2, and it's been a real pleasure having Diego make all of these points and field goals.
Yeah, Diego's a great kicker for the Panthers. He's a senior, right? So
he is.
Okay, 1st and 10, ball at the 47-yard line in Panther territory. Here's the quarterback keeping it right up the middle. He's going to have only a yard to the 46-yard line.
Really
Panther
nice
defense
job.
has done a great job.
Yeah, they spread the
second
field.
Quarter.
They have. They spread the field, tried to fool us with the quarterback draw, and we were ready for it.
And there's a timeout. We'll be back with more Panther football, 21-7. That's your BBT score. Back in a moment.
If you're needing personal attention to your medical needs, visit Salceda Urgent Care and Family Medicine in Fort Stockton at 703 North Main. They can help with life's little urgencies that cannot wait for an appointment. They provide urgent care, hormone optimization for men and women, vitamin supplements, family medicine, chronic care for all ages, including cholesterol treatment, blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid optimization, and treat many other conditions. Call for appointments 360-3029. Walk-ins are welcome at 703 North Main.
Are you sick and tired of inflation driving up the price on virtually everything? At CTG Express Oil Change, we have mastered the art of inflation-proof, lightning-fast oil changes. We tell inflation to take a hike with our happy hour discounts every weekday, 11 to 1 p.m., and our service appreciation discounts for local teachers, military, first responders, and correctional officers. We're fast. At CTG Express, we are the best for the most dependable place to get your state inspection in Fort Stockton.
All right, here's the pitch out to receiver coming around, Kobe Walker. And Walker is brought down after a pretty nice gain by the Golden Cranes down to the 39-yard line in Panther territory. So they're going to get about 8 yards on that play. And that was Walker coming across from right to left. They just pitched it to him behind the line of scrimmage, the quarterback, and he got about 8 yards. 3rd and 2 for the Golden Cranes. Here's the quarterback back to throw down the middle. Completion down to the 15, now the 14, and still fighting for yardage. He's down to about the 13-yard line. 25-yard pickup.
Yeah, it was a big completion. We were trying to rip the ball there out at the end, but the receiver did a nice job of hanging on. And, here we are getting close to a minute left. We need to stop right here.
All right, Crane will now have it deep in Fort Stockton territory inside the red zone, 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line of Fort Stockton. We run a defender over the far side at the last moment. And here's Crane back to throw. And they're throwing it into the end zone for that receiver. And did he get into the end zone and make the catch? They have not signaled touchdown, so I think he was out of bounds in the back of the end zone with the catch.
We'll see. I think he was out of bounds, but they may.
Ruling that there was interference on the Panthers, I believe. Hang on.
Yeah.
About a 10-yard penalty, maybe a 12-yard penalty.
Mark it at the 2 on interference in the end zone.
That's right. So it's 1st and goal for Crane now at the 2. Job of blocking that up on the right side of our defensive line, Crane's left, and it's
maybe half a yard.
Maybe half a yard, yeah. That's no gain. The 2. Crane's quarterback all alone in the backfield. He will try to punch it in himself. Panthers trying to block him and push him back.
They've got the ball.
He gained a yard on the play.
We took the ball away from him. I guess they ruled him down, but number 55 took the ball away.
They ruled a penalty on Crane, I believe. Anyway, we'll be back in a moment. We've got a timeout. We'll be back in a moment.
Contessa Ready Mix is now open and ready to serve all your concrete needs. They also offer general construction, precast, material hauling, and sand and gravel. They're located at 2270 Gonzales Loop. For more information, call 432-290-4947. Contessa Ready Mix, owned and operated by Colby Terraces, serving Fort Stockton and the surrounding area.
Do you want to run on the field with the Baylor Bears, have an aerolite plane or a vintage vehicle? We insure all of that.
Here's a fumble on the play, and I believe Crane recovered the fumble, but it is in goal from about the 3-yard line, a loss of 2 on that play.
Yeah, they brought Noah Guerrero and split out the quarterback and brought one of their wide receivers to run a wildcat play, and I tell you, fumble, and we stopped them, and they're back at around almost the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it's a loss of 4 on the play.
And this is going to be, they had to use their last timeout because it's 4th and goal with just 7 seconds left in this first half.
Yep, it is 4th and goal at the 4-yard line now. That makes it a bit easier for the Panthers to defend. But we've had a couple of really nice goal line stands this season already.
Well, we really have, and I tell you, it's I think they're going to have to throw it. I don't think they can run it in from. They can't gamble. I think they're going to have to throw it into the end zone.
Well, it's 7 seconds left, and we're going to keep it right here. And here comes Crane back onto the field.
I think we had a big 4th down stopper into the half against Alpine in the first half.
All right, here we go with Crane on a 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. Quarterback is in the shotgun, running back right beside him, and somebody's going to call another timeout. I believe Crane's going to call another timeout. Are they?
They're out of timeouts. I believe they're out of timeouts.
They're going to call a penalty against Crane.
I think they had too many men on the field.
Okay, that's a 5-yard penalty against Crane, their 3rd penalty of this half.
Yeah, they had 12 men out on the field, and so had to run one off, but it's too late.
All right, here comes Crane now from the 9-yard line, and it's 4th and goal with 7 seconds left. Crane in the shotgun. Now they motion 4 guys over to the left side, and there is a timeout, Fort Stockton. We'll be back with more Panther football in just a moment.
This is Dr. Gabe Zamora, Superintendent of Fort Stockton ISD. At FSISD, we know that success begins with showing up every day. Be present and be prepared. I want to thank our parents, families, and community for supporting not just our athletes and performers, but every student and the dedicated educators who work tirelessly to help them succeed. Let's continue working together to ensure our students thrive in school and in life. Together, Let's make this another great year for Fort Stockton.
Ram Country of Fort Stockton has a full-time service department. For all your vehicle needs, visit Ram Country 2603 West Dickinson. Same-day service available on most vehicles. This includes service on Jeep, Ram, Dodge, and Chrysler vehicles. They also have a state-of-the-art tire alignment machine. Ram Country has the top service technicians in the area, so no matter the make or model of your vehicle, they can get you back out on the road safely. Call 432-360-1055 to schedule an appointment today.
All right, here's the quarterback rolling out to his right, and he is going to be tackled at the 11-yard line. The Panther defense holds, and the time expires here in the first half. Who was the tackler?
Number 9, Diego.
Diego Ramos doing a great job of tackling the quarterback at about the 9-yard line with no gain on the play. What a great goal line stand again by the Panthers to end this half.
Well, it really a nice job. Fell behind 7 and then really started dominating both sides of the ball. Great job of the Panthers to keep them out. What a turnaround to end the half from giving up points to stopping.
Well, from first quarter to second quarter, a big turnaround for Fort Stockton tonight. 21 unanswered points, and the Panthers now leading Crane 21-7. That's your BBT halftime score. We'll be back with more Panther football after these words.
When you need supplies in the oil field, the choice is clear. Choose Triple G Supply and Services in Fort Stockton. They have all the oil field supplies you need, including general oil field supplies, PVC pipe and fittings, hydraulic hoses, generators, safety equipment, household supplies, and much more. They also have roustabout services available. Triple G Supply and Services is right here in Fort Stockton at the west end of Dickinson at 1048 Crockett Avenue. Delivery is available to your location. Call 336-8280 for Triple G Supply and Services. Doctors Josh Pass, Brian Cherry, and Hewlin Pass are optometrists serving the West Texas area. Visit West Texas Eye Care at 605 North Main in Fort Stockton or 611 South Oak in Pecos. They offer complete and thorough eye examinations for the whole family, including therapeutic optometry, eyeglasses, contact lenses, laser surgery consultation, and screenings for macular degeneration and diabetes with an in-office lab. Call to make an appointment today in Fort Stockton at 336-3662 or in Pecos 445-3662. West Texas Cinema is open in Fort Stockton next to the Convention Center at 2181 West Interstate 10, showing the newest movies with a movie premiere once a month. Shows are Fridays at 7 p.m., Saturdays at 4 p.m., and Sundays at 7 and 9 p.m., with admission prices just $10 for adults and $8 for children 12 and under. Plus, they have a full range of fresh concessions, discounts for veterans, first responders, and medical staff with ID. West Texas Cinema, local and family owned and operated at 2181 West I-10. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram at West Texas Cinema.
Pepito's Cafe, which is known far and wide for its great food, is now offering something new that you'll love. Fresh, hand-cut steaks, never frozen and cooked to perfection. Ribeye steaks, New York strips, and filet mignons, and they're fabulous. They've added these to their wide variety of Mexican and American food. Pepito's is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. with breakfast served all day long and with a drive-through window. Look for an expansion coming soon, which will add even more services to their great customers. For orders to go, call 432-336-2882.
Ready to refresh, renew, and radiate? At RA Radiance Med Spa, we're here to help you look and feel your best. From glowing skin with hydrofacial and classic facials to smoother texture with microneedling and dermaplaning, your skin transformation starts here. Boost your wellness with IV hydration, vitamin injections, and our medical weight loss program featuring semaglutide and tirzepatide. Plus, don't miss our CareVive scalp treatments with trusted Botox care. And great news, we're now open Monday through Friday. Call us today at 432-360-0248 or visit raradiancemedspa.com.
Airlawn Furniture is Fort Stockton's newest destination for furniture, appliances, mattresses, electronics, and more. They've been serving Pecos for over 30 years and look forward to doing the same for the lovely people of Fort Stockton. Enjoy free local delivery and installation, monthly specials, lease-to-own options with no credit needed. Visit them in-store at 1206 West Dickinson next to Lowe's or call 432-299-1181 or online at airlawnfurniture.com. Make the quality choice, Panther and Prowler fans. Choose Airlawn. Se habla español.
Always a good time at Joe's Place Cantina, located in historic downtown 16 West 1st. Joe's Place offers specialty cocktails, cold beer on tap, tacos, tortas, and more, served in 3 different areas. Joe's Place open Wednesdays from 8 to 12 and Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 1, with family time and happy hour only from 6 to 8 p.m. Be sure to look at their Facebook page for upcoming events and information.
Looking for more ways to watch your favorite shows, sports, and movies? With BBT, it's simple. When you sign up for our Work and Play internet plan, you'll get a free Roku device and $10 in monthly streaming credits. Enjoy hundreds of channels, including popular Spanish language favorites like Univision, Unimas, and Telemundo, all with reliable local internet you know and trust. Call 800-592-4781 or order online 24/7 at bigbend.com. BBT, reliable, local, and connected.
Alamo Tire and Auto Repair presents the $5 Club. Get $5 flat repairs, $5 tire rotations, $5 brake pad thickness checks, $5 vehicle unlock services, $5 vehicle jump starts, $5 computer diagnostics, and lots more. For information, call 432-242-7092 or visit them at 2709 West Dickinson. That's Alamo Tire and Auto Repair.
Panther football is brought to you on KFST by Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Bucks Lube Center, Pecos County State Bank, Cassia Ledesma State Farm, the Steakhouse Restaurant, the First National Bank, Sawyer Insurance, Hernandez Sanitation, Citibank, K-Bob Steakhouse, Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, Heritage Funeral Home, M&J Fast Lube, Julie's Easy Press, M&J Trucking, Weiss Tire, Joe's Place and Cantina, United Country Real Estate, and by Jones Leasing. Also by Designer Carpets and Interiors, Permian Basin Abstract, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Cactus Health, Tacos OJ, Porky's Ice House, The Water Factory, Salceda Family Medicine and Urgent Care, CTG Express, Contessa Ready Mix, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, Fort Stockton ISD, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, Pepito's Cafe, West Texas Cinema, RA Radiance Med Spa, Airlawn Furniture and Appliance, and by BBT.
All right, we're back at halftime. The Golden Crane Marching Band is out there right now at halftime. And we're going to take a look at stats right now for the Fort Stockton Panthers. Fort Stockton with 10 first downs in that first half. Crane with just 5. Fort Stockton had 22 rushes for 147 yards with 1 fumble and 1 lost. Crane 17 rushes for just 38 yards with 2 fumbles and 1 lost. And Fort Stockton was 2 out of 3 passing for 30 yards and 1 touchdown, by the way. And Crane 6 out of 10 for 128 yards with no interceptions. But, of course, they got most of their yards on just 3 plays. They had a 57-yard touchdown play. They had a 38-yard pass and a 25-yard pass. And that accounted for most of those yards. But in the return game, Fort Stockton 3 returns for 38 yards. Crane 1 return for 29. We punted once for 63 yards. And also in penalties, we had 5 yards. Crane had 3 penalties for 30 yards. So the scoring summary now. Pass with 9:20 left in the first quarter, and the extra point was good. That made the score 7-0. But then the Panthers came back and scored 3 unanswered TDs. First quarter with 1:10, it was Jerry Diaz to Nicky Sotelo down the middle for a 28-yard touchdown pass. The extra point by Diego Ramos was good, and the score was tied at 7-7. Then in the second quarter, with about 7:40 to go, Jerry Diaz for a touchdown, and the PAT was good by Diego, and the Panthers led 14-7. I believe of 17 yards. No, it was 17. That is right. And 21-7 was our score after. But we did come back to tie it up at the very end of the first, and then from there on out, played a really good second quarter to finish that half. So, Darren, what's your impression of the first half?
Well, I think, Crane came ready to play, and they have some talent. Their quarterback did a nice job getting the ball down the field against the wind. I think he surprised us. And the coaches got our secondary's attention. They told them, don't let those guys in. After that, we were all over them. In fact, when they did complete that one pass, we ripped the ball away. And so I thought our secondary did a nice job. Our tackling got better.
Yep.
We stopped their run to the outside. And, they had 2 or 3 good runs to the outside, but we made some adjustments and really took over the ball game. I think Jerry looks good at quarterback. He's made some good reads and some good scrambles.
Yeah, and late in the second quarter, they did have that 25-yard pass to set them up close to the end zone, for the touchdown, but a great goal line stand by the Panthers. Crane had a couple of penalties as well, and we were able to hold him out of the end zone once again. So that really, that's a very important goal line stand to give us a 14-point lead going into halftime.
It really was. We had double coverage. We had good coverage. Their receiver made a great catch in double coverage, and then there was the penalty, pass interference, that set it up at the 2.
Yeah.
And then we were able to just keep them out, and that was a very important goal line stand because, it could be a one-score game. And now we get the ball to start the second half.
That's correct. It's 21-7. Fort Stockton leading over Crane. Your BBT score at halftime, and we'll be back with more Panther football at the half. We've also got the Pride of Pantherland Band coming up at halftime on our YouTube page. Also, of course, on our radio stations, KFST AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and you can view it on our YouTube page. KFST Radio, you search for that on YouTube, and you can bring up the video. We'll be back after these words.
Tacos OJ in Fort Stockton is famous for its fabulous authentic Mexican food and is now offering breakfast every day from 8 a.m. until noon. Yes, not only can you find the most delicious Mexican food in town, but you can also now have either a Mexican or American breakfast at Tacos OJ, served from 8 a.m. until noon daily. Tacos OJ, open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. They offer a full menu of great Mexican and American food. Tacos OJ, now serving breakfast, 1305 North Main. They also have a drive-through window for takeout orders. Call 336-3066.
Your health matters. At Cactus Health Services, we believe quality health care should be accessible to everyone. That's why we offer a sliding fee program, making your visits more affordable based on your income. Whether it's a checkup, managing a condition, or preventative care, we're here for you. Call us today at 432-336-8110 to learn more, or visit us at 700 North Main Street in Fort Stockton, because your health should always come first. Cactus Health Services, caring for our community one patient at a time.
Porky's Ice House in Fort Stockton is the place to get your drinks and snacks in Fort Stockton, with 2 convenient drive-through lanes open 7 days a week for teas, lemonades, and fountain drinks with added flavors upon request and much more. Go by Porky's Ice House, and remember, happy hour is each day from 4 to 6 p.m. with all drinks any size for just $1. They also make popular clamato, squirt, topo chico, and jerky preparados that are delicious, along with nachos. Porky's Ice House, 1401 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. The Water Factory, located at 1005 North Butts in Fort Stockton, is your answer to premium drinking water and ice. For all your home or office cooler needs in Fort Stockton, it's the Water Factory. They have bottle and bulk delivery of purified water, and they even offer custom labeling for small bottles. They've been your water conditioning professionals since 1985. Call the Water Factory today, 336-6434, or go by 1005 North Butts. That's the Water Factory, Fort Stockton. If you're needing personal attention to your medical needs, visit Salceda Urgent Care and Family Medicine in Fort Stockton at 703 North Main. They can help with life's little urgencies that cannot wait for an appointment. They provide urgent care, hormone optimization for men and women, vitamin supplements, family medicine, chronic care for all ages, including cholesterol treatment, blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid optimization, and treat many other conditions. Call for appointments 360-3029. Walk-ins are welcome at 703 North Main.
Are you sick and tired of inflation driving up the price on virtually everything? At CTG Express Oil Change, we have mastered the art of inflation-proof, lightning-fast oil changes. We tell inflation to take a hike with our happy hour discounts every weekday, 11 to 1 p.m., and our service appreciation discounts for local teachers, military, first responders, and correctional officers. We're fast, too, saving you time and money. And remember, at CTG Express, we are the best for the most dependable place to get your state inspection. Come save with us at CTG Express in Fort Stockton.
Contessa Ready Mix is now open and ready to serve all your concrete needs. They also offer general construction, precast, material hauling, and sand and gravel. They're located at 2270 Gonzales Loop. For more information, call 432-290-4947. Contessa Ready Mix, owned and operated by Colby Terrasses, serving Fort Stockton and the surrounding area.
Are your insurance rates too high? At Fort Stockton Insurance, you're not stuck. We can shop within our own carriers to find the best deals. Do you know that we do more than property and auto? We do life, commercial, farm, and specialty insurance. Do you want to run on the field with the Baylor Bears? Have an Aerolite plane or a vintage vehicle? We insure all of that. Need a bond or commercial insurance? We can help you there too. This is Pam at Fort Stockton Insurance. We're located at 901 West Dickinson, or give us a call at 336-8565.
And while we're waiting on the Panther Band to get ready, we would like to thank K-Bob's Steakhouse, one of our sponsors for our football game on KFST, for the delicious meal donated for the varsity football team and coaches. Also would like to thank Bienvenidos, another sponsor of Panther football on KFST, for the delicious food donated tonight for the press box workers and officials. And the Steakhouse Restaurant, another one of our sponsors, for the delicious food donated tonight for the Tumbleweed Plus students. And footballs are courtesy of Pecos County State Bank, another one of our sponsors, and also our streaming sponsor, our video streaming sponsor. Sam, I know we've got Pecos County State Bank as one of our sponsors on the stream, and so thanks to Pecos County State Bank. And they're the only bank you'll ever need. Everyone at Pecos County State Bank wishes the Panthers and Prowlers the best of luck this year in all their endeavors. All right, so we've got the Panther Band about to start. And by the way, Steakhouse is open late tonight after the game, by the way.
Hey, announce our king and queen again.
Yeah, the king and queen. We had Jerry Diaz, our homecoming king, and Victoria Maldonado, our homecoming queen. So congratulations to those two seniors.
You know, really great student athletes.
They are.
You know, they're all around
and
good
they're
kids.
Really good kids, nice kids.
Yep.
The Fort Stockton Pride of Pantherland Band presents their 2025 contest show, Breaking Darkness, featuring flute soloist Valeria Palacios, Sergio Gaitan, Zoe Alvarez, Tobias Stevenson, and Bethany Kincaid. Drum majors, Abril Guadian, Giselle Solis, and Gabby Pena. And it's time for the Panther Band at halftime. They sound great. All right. Great sound from the Pride of Pantherland Band, Aaron.
Well, they really, they look great, sound. Our performance, our band's getting better every year.
Yes, it is. Great job by the Pride of Pantherland. I hope they make it all the way to the state contest this year. And the color guard looks great too, don't they?
They really do, I tell you, out there, all in sync.
This is their contest show, Breaking Darkness.
That's
And band members of the week are senior flute Addison Fowler, freshman clarinet Francisco, tenor sax Zachary Gray, freshman trumpet Sebastian Sanchez, freshman mellophone Xavier Vargas, freshman trombone Landon Garvin, sophomore tuba Santiago Maldonado, freshman front ensemble Colton Garvin, junior drumline Brandy Jimenez, sophomore color guard Jocelyn Gonzalez, and junior pit crew Tashi Villanueva. The section of the week is the flutes. And the Fort Stockton Pride of Pantherland Band is under the direction of Dr. Ken McSparrett, Scott Kennedy, Dwight Dodd, and David Conger. High school principal Sammy Solis, superintendent of schools Dr. Gabriel Zamora. They'd like to thank the dedicated band parents and administration for their support. Pride of Pantherland will compete in the Comanche Springs Marching Festival in Fort Stockton. It begins at 5:30 p.m. tomorrow, I believe, and all invited to attend and cheer on the Pride of Pantherland as they compete in their first contest of the year. Special thanks to Amistad Motors for their generous contributions and continued support of the Pride of Pantherland Band. So what a great job by the Pride of Pantherland this week.
Loved it. Great show.
All right, we'll be back with more and the kickoff of the second half coming up.
This is Coach DJ Howell, Athletic Director and Head Football Coach at Fort Stockton ISD. On the field and in the classroom, success doesn't happen by accident. It starts with showing up, giving your best, and being prepared every single day. I want to recognize our parents, families, and community for always being in our corner. And a special thanks to the teachers and staff who put in the hard work that makes winning possible for our kids. Let's keep the momentum going and make this school year one to remember for every student, every team, and all of Fort Stockton.
Ram Country in Fort Stockton presents Warranty Forever, a warranty like no other, now covering every new Ram purchase from Fort Stockton's exclusive Ram dealer. No mileage limit, no year limit. Your new Ram is protected forever at no extra charge. Plus, Ram Country's Warranty Forever has no deductible and all parts and labor are covered. Log on to ramcountryfortstockton.com to shop online anytime. Then hurry to Ram Country and get your Warranty Forever at no extra charge.
When you need supplies in the oil field, the choice is clear. Choose Triple G Supply and Services in Fort Stockton. They have all the oil field supplies you need, including general oil field supplies, PVC pipe and fittings, hydraulic hoses, generators, safety equipment, household supplies, and much more. They also have roustabout services available. Triple G Supply and Services is right here in Fort Stockton at the west end of Dickinson at 1048 Crockett Avenue. Delivery is available to your location. Call 336-8280 for Triple G Supply and Services. Doctors Josh Pass, Brian Cherry, and Hewlin Pass are optometrists serving the West Texas area. Visit West Texas Eye Care at 605 North Main in Fort Stockton or 611 South Oak in Pecos. They offer complete and thorough eye examinations for the whole family, including therapeutic optometry, eyeglasses, contact lenses, laser surgery consultation, and screenings for macular degeneration and diabetes with an in-office lab. Call to make an appointment today in Fort Stockton at 336-3662 or in Pecos 445-3662.
All right, we're back and we're ready for the second half. Fort Stockton Pride of Pantherland Band was out there in the victory line for the Panthers as they ran through the tunnel. We had the tunnel again at halftime.
I don't care what Rankin calls it something else, but I call it a tunnel.
Yeah, that's the safest thing. 21-7 is our score. That is your BBT score at halftime. And Fort Stockton is going to get the ball to start the second half because Crane won the toss and they actually elected to receive the football.
Kind of worked out for them. They had some momentum. We did get a stop and then turned it over and they immediately scored. But, other than the turnover and the quick score, we played a great first half.
Yeah, Crane actually took a 7-0 lead after that 57-yard touchdown pass. But then Fort Stockton came back with 3 unanswered touchdowns, and we lead 21-7. That kick goes into the end zone and out of the back of the end zone.
We still don't see I still didn't see Nikki Sotelo back there on our return game, so they may be, it's a preseason, it's a pre-district game, and I don't want to get too banged up in pre-district.
No, I don't either. And Nikki, I think, had some ice on his wrist or arm, and we hope he's okay. 21-7 is our score. It is Fort Stockton leading by 14.
Of course, JD did come to watch him play, and he probably missed it all. He might have missed the touchdown.
All right, first down and 10, ball at the 25-yard line. Panthers in the shotgun with Jerry Diaz, takes the snap and will hand it off to Nick Almendares in a good, strong run by really our workhorse running back in this game and throughout the season. That's about an 8-yard pickup, maybe 9 for Nick.
You know what? He does a good job of finding a hole and getting through there quickly and making positive yardage.
And that's a 9-yard pickup by Nick Almendares. It's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Panthers. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Diaz in the shotgun. Slot man on the left. That's a really high snap that Jerry is going to have to get on, but he can't. Crane beats him to it, and Crane will have a turnover at the 15-yard line.
Jerry looked back to see if they were close. He was going to try to pick it up and throw it away, and then he lost track of the ball, and Crane had 2 guys back there, and they just jumped on it. So, really got to just jump on that and not worry about.
Well, Jerry overran it a little bit.
He did.
But it is 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line for Crane in Fort Stockton's red zone. And that is not, and that he's been dealing with high snaps all night, but man, that was 3 feet over his head.
Yep, came out a little rusty there on the snap.
First down and 10, ball at the 16-yard line of Fort Stockton. Crane in the shotgun. 4 receivers in a diamond formation on the right, but here's a quarterback keeping it through a hole on the right. He'll gain about 4 yards, I think, and bring up a 2nd and 6.
Yeah, they spread the field, no running back. Everyone split out, and that was just a quarterback run. He took off as soon as he got the snap.
So 2nd and 6 for the Golden Cranes after the Fort Stockton turnover on a high snap, which Crane recovers. 2nd down and 6. Everybody in pretty tight for Crane, but two wide receivers. And here's Crane back to throw. And it's into the end zone, almost picked off. I believe it was Jordan Olvera there who had a good shot at it.
Number 5.
Or was it 5? Okay, Anthony Cortez.
Really a nice job. In fact, I think maybe the Crane receiver grabbed him to keep him from picking that off. Great defense.
So 3rd down and 6, and we had a big goal line stand at the end of the first half. Let's see if we can do it again. 3rd down and 6 at the 17-yard line, or no, it's actually the 13, excuse me. The 12 or 13-yard line. Here's a quarterback rolling out to his right. He throws it, and I believe they said it's complete.
That was an unbelievable catch. He really did a nice job. going down to the ground. The ball was low and outside, and the receiver was able to go down. Great coverage by Fort Stockton, but just a great pass and catch for the first down.
And that is a first down and goal for the Golden Cranes. Ball is at around the 5-yard line. First and goal from the 5. Crane will pitch it back, and the Panthers are right there for number 22, the running back there, Grayson Huertas, and he gains nothing on that play.
Really a nice job that time by the Panthers. Number 55 there, that's Roy Marcus, did a good job of stopping him for no gain.
It is now second and goal from the 5 for the Golden Cranes with third quarter, 9:56 to go, and Fort Stockton leading 21-7. But Crane knocking on the door after a Panther turnover. It's 2nd and 5. Crane in the shotgun. They'll be back to throw. And now the quarterback getting out of the pocket. He will run out of bounds way back there at the 16-yard line. And he did not throw it away, so they'll lose big yardage on that.
Yeah, a mistake. And really, they got away with a hold. One of our players was like, man, the guy grabbed me by the face mask and was pulling me. And no call, but quarterback made a mistake there. He could have thrown that away.
Well, it's third down and goal now back at the 16-yard line. He lost 11 yards on that play. Did not throw the ball away. So it's now third and goal from the 16. Panthers need another couple of big plays defensively. 3 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Puts a receiver in motion. Here's a quarterback back to throw. He is sacked back at the 21-yard line, and a loss of 5, and it brings up a 4th and goal. There's a flag coming in.
That's number 15 on the tackle. And I don't know if Crane guy.
Oh, boy, if this is against the Panthers, this could be a killer.
I think the Crane quarterback did something after the tackle, but I don't know.
Let's see what the call is. It is a hold against Fort Stockton. No, that's a holding.
No, offsetting personal fouls.
Well, okay.
Offsetting, so the down will count, and it's going to. No, he did like this. He crossed his arm.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Well, he didn't do it very well.
No, well, you can see it with binoculars, but because he's not very big.
Okay, so it is offsetting personal fouls.
And that should be dead ball and should be 4th down. And it is. They've got it marked as 4th down from the 22.
Well, now it's a dead ball, and there's a penalty flag still out there at the 28-yard line.
I just don't think he's picked it up yet. But
he hasn't.
It's going to be 4th and goal from the 22.
It was dead ball, right? So are they going to give them back the yardage they lost, the 5?
No, it's after the play. The sack counts, and then the both penalties are offsetting. So it's just like the play ends, nothing happens.
It is 4th and goal from the 22 for Crane. After this Panther turnover a few moments ago, here's a quarterback throwing it into the end zone, way overthrown and incomplete. And the Panthers, after the turnover, undamaged by a score, and we'll take the ball back over on downs.
Well, really a nice job. Good pressure on the quarterback. He had to let it go early. We had 2 guys in the end zone, and the ball was really a couple of mistakes. So great job by the defense to come in and push them back.
Well, we've been dealing with a few high snaps, but that last one was just way over the head of the quarterback. No way Jerry could get a hold of that one, and he lost 17 yards, plus Crane got the ball on a fumble.
Well, I see. It looks like on Jerry they've given him some taller shoes, and so I believe that'll stop that.
Okay. Well, here's Jerry in the shotgun. Nick Almendaris is in the backfield, and we've got 2 receivers on each side on a 1st and 10 Panthers at our own 22-yard line. And here's the handoff to Nick coming up the middle. He's out to the 25-yard line. Be a gain of about 3.
I think we're fixing to see a big pass play. We actually threw the ball very well. I think we were 2 out of 3, and and 1 was a touchdown. So half our completions were for touchdowns.
A 2nd down and 7, ball at the 25-yard line. And here's Jerry with the snap. Throws it out to the right flat. And this is to Almendaris, and he will get out to the 30-yard line. Pretty nice gain on the pass play of about 5 or 6.
Really, that's like a long handoff, Nick, a great running back. Get him out in space. He was able to cut back upfield, and, we've got a big third down play right here. I have a feeling I'm going to call Jerry carries it. What do you think?
Maybe so. 3rd down and 2. Ball at the 30-yard line. Jerry in the shotgun with Nick behind him. Slot man on the left side. Here's the handoff to Nick. Man, he's got a nice first down. Beautiful. Out to the 43-yard line.
Really did. And I tell you, Nick is just seeing the hole and getting through there quickly. Line is opening up some holes, and Nick is getting through there for a Cactus Health first down.
13-yard pickup for Nick Almendares at the 42-yard line in Panther territory. We had a really nice long drive back in the second quarter. Let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
21-7, the Panthers leading. That is your BBT score. First down and 10 Panthers at our own 42. Good snap. Here's a handoff. This is Jeremiah Gonzalez on the carry. And Jeremiah will have 4 yards. And a nice carry there by Jeremiah, setting up a 2nd and 6. Our running backs have done a good job.
Really have done a nice job, and really finding the openings in this Crane defense.
We've got 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Jeremiah still in the backfield, and Jerry will be in the shotgun. Slot man on the right side for the Panthers. And here's the handoff. It goes to Jeremiah, and Jeremiah is going to have about 3 yards on this carry.
Going to bring up another big 3rd down for the Panthers, getting out close to midfield. Seminole is now trailing Liberty 28-14. That Liberty team is very, very good.
Wow. We play them here at home next week.
Oh, yes, we play them, and I think they were ahead of Monahans like 57-6 at halftime last week.
The first year that they have had seniors at that high school. 3rd down and 3. It's a relatively new high school. That was a brand new field we played at last year.
Yes, it was.
3rd down and 3, ball at the 49-yard line of Fort Stockton. Well, we need a big 3 yards here, Darren, to keep this drive going. Nick is back in at running back. And here is Jerry. He will throw the ball, and it is incomplete. Thrown too far outside of his intended receiver, and I believe that was Jaden Sotelo it was intended for.
Yes, it was, and I don't know. It looks like we may go for it here.
We'll see.
Looks like they're leaving the offense out there.
4th down and 3, and Nick Almendares remains in there. Running back Alan Leyva comes in as a slot man.
Alan's a very good blocking fullback.
4th and 3. Here's the handoff to Nick. He's got the first down. What a critical and key play right there. And that's going to be 5 yards for Nick Almendares, and another Panther first down brought to you by Cactus Health Services.
Yeah, they bring in Leyva. He's a linebacker, but he's also a very good blocker at fullback, and he did a nice job that time.
First down and 10 for the Panthers at the Crane 45-yard line with 5:57 to go in the 3rd period. And it is Fort Stockton leading 21-7. No score so far in the second half. Jerry Diaz in the shotgun. And that was, I think perhaps we were moving a little bit before the snap.
Yeah, we did. Our left guard raised up too quickly. So
that's the 6th penalty of the ball game on Fort Stockton. Of course, we had the offsetting penalty a moment ago, which I don't count.
Ah, yes. Cooper and Friendship tied 21-21 at halftime. Greenwood over Shallowater 28-2 at halftime. Buena Vista got beat by Water Valley 52-0.
Well, we're going to back up here. What did they call that time? Well, it's just it's just the motion penalty. Okay. So it's still first down. We back up to midfield at the 50-yard line, first down and 15. 2 receivers on each side. Jerry Diaz takes the snap. And he's got a pass that's incomplete again. And our passing game is, well, we've had a touchdown off of the passing game tonight, but otherwise not too effective tonight, not as effective as we need it to be.
No, we tried to fake a screen to one direction and throw it back the other way, and there just wasn't anything there. So it's at least, that's my guess. It's hard to tell what that was.
2nd down and 15 yards to go. Ball at the 50-yard line. Let's see what Jerry decides to do here. That's another high snap. Handed off to Nick Almendaris, and he's bottled up for a 1-yard gain here.
Well, this will be a really tough 3rd down play.
Yeah, this is 3rd and long. 3rd and 14 now for the Panthers at the Crane 49. Time ticking down in this game. We've got 5:10 to go, 3rd quarter. Your BBT score, Fort Stockton 21, Crane 7. We take on Lubbock Cooper Liberty, a very tough team, next week here at home. 3rd down and 14 yards to go now for the Panthers. We need a big play. Here's Jerry back to throw. He's being rushed, and he evades the pressure, and he's trying to direct traffic, just throws it away. And it's incomplete, and it's going to bring up 4th and 14 and a punting situation for the Panthers.
Well, this, Diego, good news here. I think Diego can pin them inside the 10 with the punt. Yep. He's very good at.
Of course, because the wind is in his face a little bit, though.
Yeah, but I think he can hit a line drive and direct it out of bounds. He's got a very strong leg. He punted it 63 yards with the wind. All we need is about 40 yards.
All right, 4th and 14 for the Panthers.
All right, he's waiting for someone to get up there on the line. Okay.
And here's a low line drive kick. And that is going to take a Fort Stockton roll down to about the 11-yard line. And that's a nice punt there by Diego Ramos.
Very disappointing. I wanted that inside the 10.
About a 36-yard punt. Yeah.
Very disappointing. Come on, 2 more yards, and I'd be a happy man. Great job that time to get them down to the 11-yard line, no return. And so,
but another great defensive stand a moment ago, Darren, after our fumble, and disallows Crane from getting into the end zone or just our defense has played well.
Really have. I think got their attention, and they've done a much better job on pass defense.
Okay, now the Panthers facing Crane at the 11-yard line. We've got them fairly deep in their own territory. Quarterback in the shotgun, flanked by 2 backs. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Long pass downfield, and that is Diego Ramos on the single coverage and battles that really good athlete, Kobe Walker, for Crane, and knocks it away. That's a really good play by Diego Ramos.
Well, that's perfect coverage. He was right inside and played the ball well, had the receiver covered, and, great job on 1st down. Now, Crane may have to throw it 2 more times because they certainly haven't been able to run the ball very well.
Incomplete pass for Crane, and again, batted away by Ramos, and it's 2nd and 10, ball at about the 11-yard line. Crane in the shotgun. They send 2 receivers to each side, single running back. And they put a receiver in motion from left to right. Here's a quarterback near his end zone and threatening to throw the ball, but he is going to be sacked. And that is number,
15.
15 for Fort Stockton. Angel Mendoza on the sack. Back to the 13-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 3 on the play.
He did a nice job. He was playing the passing lane when the quarterback pulled the ball down. He took off after him, and the quarterback couldn't get away. Now there's a timeout.
Timeout on the field, and we'll be back with more Panther football right after this.
West Texas Cinema shows the latest and best movies in Fort Stockton at Fort Stockton's Movie Theater next to the Convention Center at 2181 West Interstate 10. It's locally owned and family operated with shows every weekend with the freshest concessions. The theater is also available for rent for private conferences and meetings. Call for more information at 432-943-0131. Remember, there's a new movie premiere once a month. Check them out on Facebook or Instagram at West Texas Cinema. Pepito's Cafe in Fort Stockton is known far and wide for its great selection of authentic Mexican food and fabulous American food. They're open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Go by and sample Roy's Big Burger or any selection from the varied menu like tortas, tan pequeñas, shrimp cocktails. And they also have mango margaritas and strawberry margaritas. And they feature drive-through window service with breakfast served all day. and look for an expansion soon to serve their customers even better. Pepito's Cafe, 2014 West Dickinson. Call 336-2882.
Ready to refresh, renew, and radiate? At RA Radiance Med Spa, we're here to help you look and feel your best. From glowing skin with hydrofacial and classic facials to smoother texture with microneedling and dermaplaning, your skin transformation starts here. Boost your wellness with IV hydration, vitamin injections, and our medical weight loss program featuring semaglutide and tirzepatide. Plus, don't miss our CareVive scalp treatments with trusted Botox care. And great news, we're now open Monday through Friday. Call us today at 432-360-0248 or visit raradiancemedspa.com.
Back with more Panther football, and one of the Cranes goes off to the sideline with a little bit of help from the trainers.
Number 51 for Crane.
It's Angel Barroso. All right, so 3rd down and 13 after a loss, quarterback sack just a moment ago by Fort Stockton, so it's now 3rd and 13. Ball back to the 8-yard line inside the 10, and here's Crane in the shotgun with 2 receivers on each side. Their quarterback is Hudson Willis, and he's played that spot all night. There's a motion penalty against Crane. That'll be half the distance to the goal.
I believe the right side of the Crane line, as we sent a guy across the formation, he just jumped.
Half the distance, and that'll bring it to the 4-yard line.
Well, that punt really put us in a good position. We can get a stop here. We'll have great field position.
3rd and 17 now for Crane. They're telling the clock to run, and now here's Crane taking the snap. Crane throws the ball way downfield, and I don't see any flags.
He's out of bounds.
Yeah, but number 5 on the coverage, Anthony Cortez. Good coverage there. They did not throw the flag, although Crane was kind of calling for it. They didn't get it.
The coach is asking for a penalty, but the ball was thrown out of bounds. It was not catchable for one, and they were doing some hand fighting. Both players were pushing a little bit. So
it's 4th down and about 17, and Crane appears to be forced to punt here. I'm sure they are on 4th and 17.
We almost blocked one of those punts,
yes.
So we may get our hand on this
We've
one.
come close twice, really, but don't hit the punter.
Don't hit the punter.
No.
Unless you hit the ball, too.
Guillermo Partida is back to punt for the Golden Cranes. He's standing at the back of his end zone. On 4th and 17, Panthers should get good field position. And that's a very nice punt. And that is Sotelo, and that's Jaden Sotelo with the return. And he's only got about a 5-yard return on that one.
Really nice job. Crane had one guy down there, but he was able to make the tackle. That was a very deep, high punt, though.
Not only that, but Sotelo did a good job of catching it over his shoulder there.
He did.
All right, Fort Stockton has it at the Crane 42-yard line. And we're late in the 3rd quarter, 3:19 to go here in the 3rd. There's been no scoring in the 3rd quarter. Our BBT score remains 21-7, Fort Stockton in the lead.
Well, our first possession, we had a turnover. And then the second one, we moved the ball fairly well. So this time we're going to put it in the end zone.
All right. 1st down and 10, ball at the Crane 42-yard line. Jerry Diaz at quarterback. 2 receivers on the right side, 1 on the left. And 2 running backs on either side of Diaz. I know that Nick Almendares is one of them. Perhaps Jeremiah on the other side. I'm not sure.
Yes.
It is Jeremiah. No, it's going to be Jerry Diaz running up the middle for a 1st down.
Really a great play.
That's a 16-yard run for Jerry Diaz right up the middle and a good fake.
Crane was a lot like you on that play. They all thought the running back had the ball, and it was Jerry running up the middle.
Yep. 1st and 10, Panthers at the Crane 26-yard line. Really nice 16-yard run on a keeper by Jerry Diaz. Under 3 minutes in the 3rd period now. 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. Here's the handoff to Nick Almendares, swinging out to the left side. He goes down to the 20-yard line. That'll be a 6-yard pickup. for Nick Almendares.
Nick does a nice job. He takes the ball outside, and then he one cut, and he gets upfield quickly, and really has run very well for the Panthers tonight.
2nd down and 4, ball at the 20-yard line. We're in the red zone now.
Yes, we are. Why do they call it red zone?
Because it's you're warning the other team. Yeah, the other team that you're about to score, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
That was number 22 for Crane breaking through the line, Grayson Huertas, and decks Jeremiah Gonzalez for a loss of 5 on that play. That's one of the best defensive plays Crane's had all night.
Really was, I tell you. He just came untouched. He came on a linebacker blitz, I believe, but no one saw him, and our running back didn't have a chance.
So it is now 3rd and 9 for the Panthers. That backs us up to the 25-yard line. We were at the 20, loss of 5 on the play.
Ouch.
3rd and 9, and now it's Diaz in the shotgun. 2 receivers on each side, and Jerry back to throw. He's under pressure. Now he's going to take off down the right side. He's at the 10, the 5. He will not be denied. It's a touchdown for Jerry Diaz, 25 yards. Well, and that is going to be an M&J Trucking Company scoring play.
Great job, by Jerry. Crane had good pressure, but they all came in one spot. They were all together, and once he got past those first couple of guys, I tell you, he didn't have anyone in front of him until he got to about the 2-yard line, and he just bowled over them for the score.
Jerry Diaz with a 25-yard touchdown run. Now the extra point by Diego Ramos will be tried. And it is up. It looks good. It is. It's 28-7. Fort Stockton leading the Golden Cranes in the 3rd quarter, and that's your BBT score. We'll be back in a moment.
Airlawn Furniture is Fort Stockton's newest destination for furniture, appliances, mattresses, electronics, and more. They've been serving Pecos for over 30 years and look forward to doing the same for the lovely people of Fort Stockton. Enjoy free local delivery and installation, monthly specials, lease-to-own options with no credit needed. Visit them in-store at 1206 West Dickinson next to Lowe's, or call 432-299-1181 or online at airlawnfurniture.com. Make the quality choice, Panther and Prowler fans. Choose Airlawn. Se habla español.
Always a good time at Joe's Place Cantina, located in historic downtown behind the Community Theater at 216 West 1st. Joe's Place offers specialty cocktails, cold beer on tap, tacos, tortas, and more, served in 3 different areas, including a covered patio and backyard bars, while listening and dancing to a wide variety of music or watching the big game. Also karaoke nights on Thursdays. Joe's Place open Wednesdays from 8 to 12 and Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 1, with family time and happy hour only from 6 to 8 p.m. Be sure to look at their Facebook page for upcoming events and information.
Well, it's kickoff time again for the Panthers, Darren, against the wind this time to the Golden Cranes. And Diego Ramos will be putting his foot into the ball as we just scored again on an outstanding play brought to you by M&J Fast Lube for Jerry Diaz, a 25-yard run. And that was a fake starburst, and Crane will wind up losing yardage on that back to the 10-yard line. They tried the starburst handoff to try to, get the return defense team to go to the other side, but it didn't work. Fort Stockton held to their assignments and played it very well.
Either we're really well disciplined or we didn't see him fake the handoff. And I like that. Nice job. And so Crane, once again, is starting. Last time they started at the 11. This time they're starting at the 10.
Yeah, they really have put themselves in a hole here against our Panther defense. So it's 28-7 now. Fort Stockton leading the Golden Cranes with 1:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. It is Crane 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. Here's the pitch back to the Crane running back, and he will have some yardage, about 5, up to the 15-yard line. So one of their better runs on 1st down.
Yeah, they're just putting everyone inside and just trying to get up the quick pitch right up the middle.
I believe that was all. It was Grayson Huertas on the carry.
Grayson Huertas.
Yep.
I've never heard that before.
I haven't either.
Grayson, maybe. Lubbock Liberty beating Seminole 42-21 with 10 minutes left in the game.
That surprises me.
Yeah, I thought it'd be closer.
2nd down and 5. a receiver on each side. And here's the quarterback rolling out to his left, and man, that was closer to a Panther than it was to a Crane receiver.
I'll tell you, the Panther lineman just kept pushing towards the back, and the quarterback just had to throw it over him. I don't think he even saw the receiver. Big Spring and Bel Air are tied 21-21.
Big Spring has played some pretty close games this year. We play them later on in Big Spring.
Abilene High leading Midland Legacy 28-21.
3rd down and 5, ball at the 15-yard line, and Crane needs 5 yards to convert this 3rd down. 2 receivers on each side. Quarterback back to throw, rolling out to his right, throwing downfield, and he may have it. I believe he does at the 25-yard line. That'll be a 10-yard pickup on a completed pass. That is the 2nd first down for Crane here in this second half.
Very good defense. He was lucky. That was close to being out of bounds.
Well, it was a good play by the receiver to catch the ball. 1st down and 10, ball at the 25-yard line. By the way, the Longhorns play Sam Houston tomorrow at 7 p.m. The pregame broadcast at 6 on KFST AM 860. They put a man in motion, maybe a motion or a timeout. We'll see. It could be a timeout. And so that's the end of the quarter, actually. So we'll be back with more Panther football in a moment.
Looking for more ways to watch your favorite shows, sports, and movies? With BBT, it's simple. When you sign up for our Work and Play internet plan, you'll get a free Roku device and $10 in monthly streaming credits. Enjoy hundreds of channels, including popular Spanish language favorites like Univision, Undimas, and Telemundo, all with reliable local internet you know and trust. Call 800-592-4781 or order online 24/7 at bigbend.com. BBT, reliable, local, and connected.
Alamo Tire and Auto Repair at 2709 West Dickinson now offers the $5 Club. If you can't afford to pay oil field prices, they've created the $5 Club, which allows average families to access affordable vehicle maintenance and repairs. Besides the deeply discounted rates and many no-charge services, the biggest value is a 25% discount on the posted shop labor rate. Call 432-242-7092.
And we're back to start the 4th quarter. Fort Stockton outscored Crane 7-0 in that period. And we have now scored 28 unanswered points against Crane tonight.
I like that. I like that part.
Crane with the ball now on 1st and 10. And they put a man in motion. Here's a handoff. And really nice defense again by the Panthers to hold that to a very short gain. We're going to mark him for only a 1-yard pickup. It'll set up 2nd and 9.
That tackle was by number 63, and we know who that is. Carr Rojero.
Cariel.
Yeah, but they call him Carr, she said.
Okay. Well, I'll call him Cariel Rojero.
Okiel.
2nd and 9. 2 receivers on the right, 2 on the left, with 1 in motion. And quarterback gets out of the pocket, and he will gain some yardage. 1st down yardage. He'll gain about 6, I think.
Got it. Pretty good job by the quarterback.
He'll pick up 6, and it'll be 3rd and 3 for the Golden Cranes at their own 32-yard line with 11:19 to go. Don't know if we've got any backups in there at this point or not on defense.
You know, Fort Stockton has had 2 great goal line stands. Twice they've been down around once at the 2.
That's
and
right.
We pushed them back.
3rd down and 3 now for Crane. They put a receiver in motion, the slot man. He comes to the other side, and that is running back, trying to take advantage of those power blockers there on that side, but he only gains a yard. And, since the 1st quarter, Fort Stockton's really shut that down.
Really done a nice job, and it's going to be 4th down and 1 or 2.
4th down and 2 for the Golden Cranes. I believe they'll be going for it at their own 33-yard line. It looks like it.
They better throw it because I don't think they can run it.
Okay, they're going for it. They've got that diamond formation of 4 receivers on the right side, and one receiver on the left. The backfield is empty except for the quarterback. Here's a receiver in motion, and that quarterback, I believe, is going to make the first down. He's got about 3 yards, and that will be enough for the Crane first down. Yep, and that gives Crane the 1st and 10 at about the 35-yard line, maybe the 36, actually.
Well, they had a lot going on. Diamond, guy in formation, and then just as he's going across, that he snapped the ball. I think we took our eye off the quarterback for just a split second, just enough for him to make that yardage. It's close.
First down and 10 for Crane, ball at the 36. 2 slot men, one on each side. Here's the quarterback. He's going to be hit as he throws. Almost an interception by the Panthers, but dropped. Man, we had it right in our hands and then dropped it. Let's see, is that
Leyva?
It's Alan Leyva. Yeah.
Allen had one. Real good pressure on the quarterback. He got hit, couldn't get anything on the ball, and Allen comes up in good coverage and almost has a pick. That would have been a pick 6. I think he was looking at the goal line.
I think you're right. Maybe so, yeah.
Good old Allen. Good job, Allen.
Really nice job. Second down and 10. The diamond formation in close on the left side this time. And, man, the Panthers are beating those blocks, but somehow the quarterback got out of there and broke tackles and got close to a first down. I think he's got it.
I don't know how he pulled away. He's not really a very big guy.
No.
But it seemed like he pulled out of about 4 or 5 tackles.
He did.
I thought we had him for no gain.
We beat some blocks, and really that's all quarterback on effort right there, but 9 yards gained by Hudson Willis, and he's got a first down. It's 1st and 10 for Crane at their own 46-yard line. All right, now Crane with 2 receivers on the right, one on the left. They've got power to the left, but the quarterback is back to throw. He's launching one deep downfield. Nobody there. It was thrown way outside his intended receiver, Kobe Walker. Incomplete.
We had good coverage, and he broke inside, and the ball went outside. So I don't know if the wind carried it in that direction, but
I think it was maybe a miscommunication.
Maybe. Possibly.
Second down and 10 after the incomplete to Walker from the quarterback, Hudson Willis. All right, the Golden Cranes with a couple of first downs on this drive. Here's the pitch back. And that goes to Huertas, and he breaks some tackles out to near the 50-yard line. He'll gain about 4 on that play.
Crane really working hard, I tell you. They've battled.
Yeah.
And run hard, and
they're going to gain 5 on that. That's what they say.
Went for it on 4th down and just picked it up.
3rd and 5. Ball at the Panther 49-yard line with 8:50 to go in the ball game. Fort Stockton leading the game 28-7. That's your BBT score. Here's 3rd and 5. Ball at the 49 of Fort Stockton. Quarterback up under center. They get the I formation in the hand. No, I believe the quarterback kept it.
I tell you.
And that'll be a gain of 2 on the play.
We had him for a loss again.
Yeah.
And he was able to spin out of a tackle or 2 and make positive yardage.
Well, I thought he handed it off to the fullback, but he kept it himself and gained a couple.
Well, he did. And so
4th down and 3.
We're bringing the car back in. The car is back in. 63. And so
Cariel Rojero.
So we're going to see it's 4th down.
4th down and 3 again. Crane has already converted 1 4th down on this drive. A receiver on each side. Everybody in tight for Crane. Now they will have a motion penalty.
Oh, they called timeout.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Okay, timeout on the play. We'll be back with more Panther football after these words. Buck's Lube Center is located at 310 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. They feature quick oil changes, multi-point vehicle checks, inspection stickers, and fuel filters for all vehicles, specializing in mobile oil but with Motorcraft also in stock. Buck's Lube Center is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Remember, for reasonable prices and great service, it's Buck's Lube Center, 310 West Dickinson, Fort Stockton. They hope to serve you on every oil change.
Do you know where you can get a great lunch special for a very affordable price? At Bienvenido's Mexican food restaurant, of course. Their lunch special is served Monday through Friday during lunchtime. Monday is the grilled chicken salad. Tuesday is the taco plate. Wednesday it's Bienvenido's nachos. Thursday it's the hamburger basket. And Friday it's the enchilada plate. You can come by Monday through Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. for a delicious Mexican-style breakfast. Bienvenido's open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 405 West Dickinson.
Well, it's 4th down and 3, and when they came up and lined up for that play, Darren, a timeout was called. And so they've still got 3 timeouts for each team on the scoreboard. Did Crane call the timeout?
They did, Of course, probably Kyle is doing that, and he's, we've talked about this a number of times, that he's very inept. And
Ept? Did you say ept?
He was never ept. He's always been inept. And so anyway, I'm going to blame that timeout marker on Kyle Card.
Well, it's 4th down and 3. Now, this is a very long timeout. This is a personal foul against Fort Stockton and a personal foul against Crane. It's offsetting personal fouls again. They offset.
Must have been some jawing after the timeout or before.
All right.
Something. There's been a little bit of chippiness.
That has happened twice with offsetting personal fouls.
Wichita Falls Memorial 70, Andrews 20.
Ooh.
And that's with 10 minutes left in the game.
Whoa. That Wichita Falls area can be really tough in football. Central Texas, North Central Texas, it's a tough area for football.
Lakeview is now trailing Lubbock 42-38. And that's still
game.
in the third quarter with 5 minutes left. So
good game.
Idalou all over Compass, 43-0. And Alpine is leading Sonora 27-24. Wall is leading Monahans 44-6. That's halfway through the fourth quarter. Long year for Monahans. They're going to go 0-4.
Well, we're still waiting on Crane to come back onto the field. We had a offsetting personal fouls called. And Crane has talked about this play, Darren, for a long time.
Well, it is.
4th and 3.
I'm expecting
everybody is in tight.
They've got something up their sleeves. So.
Well, yeah. Everybody up in tight, and the receivers are lined up very close to the tackles and the guards here. So here we go. And here's the quarterback. He's rolling out. He is tackled, and that is a great job. Who got there?
15.
Well, that is a great job by Angel Mendoza to deny the first down. He sliced through those blockers and got the tackle on the quarterback for maybe a yard. And so that'll turn it over to Fort Stockton on downs. What a play.
You spend all that time, you don't even hand it off or throw it. You just run to the sideline and lose yardage. I could have called that. Anyway, there's 7 minutes. How about a 7-minute drive for a touchdown and we end this thing?
1st and 10, ball at the 48-yard line. In Fort Stockton territory, we take over on downs. Jerry Diaz in at quarterback, 2 receivers on each side. 1st and 10 Panthers with 7:46 left in the ball game. Jerry in the shotgun. Now he goes up and calls an audible, I think. And here's the handoff to Nick Almendares. Nick will have good yardage. 5 right up the middle. Nice run by Nick.
He made 2 guys miss in the backfield. Really a great cut. He stopped on a dime, got inside them, and then got upfield for a good gain.
And I would say let's take some time off the clock. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
2nd down and 5. Ball at the Crane 47-yard line now. Jerry Diaz in the shotgun. We've got 3 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. And another handoff. And this goes to Nick, I believe, again, who's probably – is it Nick or is it someone else?
Someone else, I think. Let me see. No, it is.
It's still Nick. And he gains 3 yards on that play.
I'm going to go ahead and continue. I had some fans calling in. They want an update on the Kyle Card updating the scoreboard timeout watch. No, he has not updated it. It's still wrong.
In all fairness, Kyle does not run that part of the scoreboard. He just does the announcing.
Okay.
3rd down and 2. Ball at the 44. High snap. And a fake handoff and a fumble, but Jerry has gotten back on it, but he loses a couple.
What happened was the snap was a little high. He mishandled it, and by then the running back was past. He was trying to hand it off, and the running back was too far, so the timing got messed up, and the ball just popped out.
So it brings up a 4th down and 5 for the Panthers. Will we punt, or will we try to make the first down?
We're going to go for it.
With 6:01 and counting in this ball game, and there's still 18 seconds on the play clock. It's 4th and 5, and rather than punting with a 28-7 lead, it looks like we're going for it. And Jerry Diaz will hand it off. No, he won't. He'll keep it, and he will not make the first down. That's about a 2-yard pickup is all by Jerry Diaz. That will turn over the ball to Crane on downs.
Well, that's an interesting call on that play also.
All right, so Crane gets the ball back at their own 46-yard line. Great field position with 5:42 left in the game. And it's, the Panther defense, that last drive was a fairly long drive for Crane, so our defense has been on the field quite a while.
I have a update from Dr. Roger Sotelo.
Okay.
No break, but he's out till next week because we played Liberty. He took a helmet to the left wrist on the first kickoff.
So you mean, is he saying he's not going to play against Liberty?
No, he's not going to play this week. They're saving him for next week.
Oh, okay. 1st down and 10, ball at the 46. And here's the running play by Crane. I believe they handed it off or pitched it back.
Yes.
I think it was Grayson Huertas who gains only 1 yard on that carry.
I'll tell you one guy that's played great on defense, number 15.
Angel Mendoza.
Angel Mendoza has been all over the place.
And he's done a great job all season.
He's really a very good linebacker, and he's been in a lot of plays.
2nd down and 9 now. Ball at the 47-yard line. I formation for Crane. Quarterback under center. Back to pass. Long pass downfield. And that is going to be flags thrown, but an interception by Fort Stockton by Nick Almendares.
Well, we picked,
But it looks like they're going to call interference.
Now they're talking to him. I guess it looked like there was just bumping down the field, but I think we're going to get called for interference.
It's interference against the Panthers. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. And a 1st down for the Golden Cranes.
I appreciate Roger with those updates.
That is not a spot foul. Not in high school football.
No.
All right. They move it down to the 42-yard line. The 38 in Fort Stockton territory, and it is a 1st and 10 for the Cranes. It's 4:59 to go in the ball game in the 4th quarter. Ira Ann beat Crane last week 28-14. I'd like to see us hold them out here.
Well, it is, and that was a pretty good defense. We're going to call timeout.
All right, a timeout on the field. We'll be back with more Panther football in a moment.
Amistad Motors in Fort Stockton specializes in the sales and service of new and pre-owned vehicles. They deal in sport utility vehicles, cars, convertibles, sedans, wagons, and minivans. The dealership service department caters to the basic service needs of vehicles and stocks genuine parts and accessories. They also have a finance department that offers assistance with payment calculations and a variety of financing and leasing options. Amistad Motors, located at 2110 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton.
This is Dakota Live Safe for the Pecos County State Bank. In West Texas, integrity is a way of life. We stand by our friends. We are true to our word. Easy or hard, we do the right thing. At Pecos County State Bank, you will find honest, hardworking, friendly people you can trust. You will find integrity, a West Texas institution since 1928. The Pecos County State Bank, all the bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
Well, we're back, and apparently there's been another 15-yard penalty thrown against the Fort Stockton Panthers, giving Crane another 1st down at the Panther 23-yard line. Apparently a personal foul or an unsportsmanlike conduct. I'm not sure. Everybody in tight again for the Golden Cranes. And now the quarterback back to throw. He's under pressure, almost stumbles. And here's the pass complete to a tight end. He's out of bounds at the 12-yard line, but a first down for the Golden Cranes. Pickup of about 12 yards on the play. Big tight end, and that's their probably the biggest guy on the team, most athletic. He's really something else. He's about 6'4", 6'5", and weighs about 260. He's a good-looking player for Crane.
I don't think 3 weighs that much, does he? He doesn't look that big.
Oh,
but,
3? Was that who it was?
Yes.
It was 3? Well, all right, maybe not.
But anyway,
he's a pretty big guy.
Yeah, the quarterback
that
got
was
away from
Brayson Newberry, by the way. He is the tight end. It's 1st and 10. Ball at the 11-yard line. And Crane will have a misdirection play, and it does not work. That is, a misdirection in the backfield. They tried going to the right, then came back up the middle, and the Panthers read it very well.
Yeah, really nice job. Quarterback faked the pitch to the right and then handed it off to the wide receiver coming around. And good job by the defense to not be fooled, and they stopped that for no gain.
No gain, and it's 2nd and 10, I believe. Ball at the 11-yard line of the Panthers. It's 28-7, Fort Stockton leading. That's your BBT scoreboard. Panthers have done really well against this Crane offense in the red zone tonight. We'll see if we can do it again. They put a man in motion, and they blow this play dead. That is a false start against Crane.
Well, Crane has made a lot of penalties to get close, and then they seem to shoot themselves a little bit in the foot, and that was a good job. Panther defense has really played well, though. Once they've gotten into the red zone, I'm still not sure about your definition of red zone, but still we've done a nice job of keeping them out of the end zone. They haven't scored from the red zone. Their only score was a long play.
All right, here's a 2nd and 15 for Crane after the penalty marked off. Back at the 16-yard line, Crane in the shotgun. 2 receivers on the right, 2 on the left. That everybody in tight thing for Crane has really not worked very well. And, it looked like they were holding. Looked like they tackled on the line of scrimmage. That is a catch for a touchdown. Unbelievable by Kobe Walker. That guy just jumped up in the air and made a great catch.
Yeah, there was holding, and they didn't call it. We had a guy that really got grabbed, but no call.
All right, that is a touchdown by Kobe Walker.
I don't know how he got it back there, and I tell you, I thought the throw was going to be out, but I tell you, the receiver did a nice job of staying in bounds and coming down with it.
All right, here's the extra point. And Crane puts it up in the air. It's no good. So it will remain at 28-13. Fort Stockton leading the Golden Cranes. We'll be back with more Panther football in a moment.
Stuck in a state of falling behind? Struggling to keep up with your kids, finances, insurance? Then let State Farm Automobile Insurance Company help you simplify and get to a better state. Because I, Kessie Ledesma, your local State Farm agent, can handle your auto, home, and life insurance, so you'll have more time for everything else. Call me today at 432-336-8575 and get to a better state with State Farm.
The Steakhouse Restaurant announces the addition of a very affordable express lunch, served Monday through Friday from 11 to 2, priced at only $7.99. It's fast and affordable with perfect portions. The lunch choices include 2 cheese enchiladas with rice and beans, 2 beef tacos with rice and beans, 2 chicken flautas with rice and beans, half a quesadilla, beef or chicken with rice and beans, a chicken breast with long green chili, rice and cucumber salad, or a half chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and cucumber salad. Come by, sample the express lunch at the Steakhouse, 1100 West Dickinson.
Well, I think Crane got away with a couple of holding calls on that last drive, but nevertheless, they score with Kobe Walker in the end zone. Great catch by that young man. He jumped up for it and did make a great catch in the end zone.
He did, and we're expecting onside kick. I'm expecting onside kick anyway. And we've got most of our guys up. Our deepest 2 men are around the 29 9-yard line.
3:03 left in the ball game, and Crane makes it a 15-point game with that score a moment ago. First time they've scored since the first quarter. It's now 28-13. That's your BBT score. And Crane ready to kick it away to the Panthers. This is number 1, Ivan Moreno. And that is the onside kick. I don't know if it went 10 yards or not, but Crane looks like they touched it first and may have recovered.
I think there's illegal touching. It looked like they touched it around the 49. So
yeah, it did. But Fort Stockton has recovered it apparently. So we got a break there, but that was very close to being an onside kick recovery by Crane.
Yeah, it looked pretty good, but I do think that it was dying at the 49, and they just kind of jumped on it a little bit early.
So Fort Stockton will have 3 minutes and 3 seconds left to run off in this game. A 28-13 lead for the Panthers, and we've scored 1 touchdown. That was in the third quarter on a 25-yard run by Jerry Diaz. It's offsides against Crane, by the way. They do call the penalty on that onside kick attempt. So that should give us 5 yards.
Very good. Pecos leading Kermit 41-13 late in the fourth quarter. McCamey beat Reagan County 25-24.
My goodness.
Irian over Winters 47-0. Wink over Forsan 41-8. El Dorado beats Miles 13-12. So that was very close to being an upset.
First down and 10, ball at the 46-yard line. Here's the handoff to Nick Almendares. And Nick has got a really good run for 8 or 9 yards. Down to the 37-yard line in Crane territory. Pickup of 9 for Almendares.
Really was. Nick has run very well. And
2nd and 1 with 2:40 remaining in the game. Diaz in the shotgun, and we're running some clock here.
Well, take care of the ball.
Jeremiah Gonzalez is on the left side of Jerry, and Nick is on the right side. And we've got 3 wide receivers. And here's Jerry handing it off to Jeremiah with a sweep, and a flag comes in the backfield.
There's
and
another flag.
Another flag comes in after that, perhaps on a dead ball foul.
I think the Crane, number 57, there's some stuff going on after the play.
Yeah.
And I think maybe both of those were first.
Well, I think
it's gotten pretty chippy here lately.
Maybe a hold on us, and then maybe a personal foul at the end of the play. We'll see.
That's pretty late for a hold, but you may be right. You know, and I'm sorry. I've seen some what I consider a little unnecessary roughness at some of the end of these plays, and I think that we need to throw it to the end zone.
It is a holding call against Fort Stockton, and then a personal foul against Crane. They offset, will replay 2nd and 1.
They don't offset. You mark the hold. Well, no, I guess personal foul unless it's dead ball. Okay.
We're going to replay the down on 2nd and 1. Just that play doesn't count.
That play does not count. I thought they marked the holding and then the personal foul is automatic first down. That's what I thought.
Well, if the personal foul was a dead ball, but apparently it wasn't. I don't know. But 2nd and 1.
Certainly looked like that second flag came in way late. Way late. Way after the play.
Oh, they are marking some yardage here.
Yeah, I think the guy, he didn't know what he was doing.
Well, wait, no.
You marked the...
Now they're talking to the Crane bench over there. Yeah, they're marking, putting the ball in the exact same spot.
Well, they
2nd
really
and
are.
1. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Crane doesn't like it, apparently.
I thought you had marked the holding and the other play was dead ball, but
I don't know.
To me, I mean, the timing of the second flag came in well after the play was over.
Yeah.
But they're going to just mark it like they mark it, and so it's going to replay the down. It's going to be 2nd and short.
So, again, Jeremiah Gonzalez in at running back along with Nick Almendares and Jerry Diaz at quarterback. We've got Jaden Sotelo over here on the near side at receiver. 2 receivers on the far side on 2nd and 1. And here's the it's Jerry keeping it, and he's running up the middle down to the 20-yard line. That'll be about a 16-yard pickup for Jerry Diaz, and another Panther first down brought to you by Cactus Health Services. A flag comes in again.
Oh, come on, Red.
Man.
Come on. These guys are killing us. They're killing
There's
me.
a hat
anyway.
down as well as a flag.
This is getting a little bit.
I mean, it's down to the 21-yard line, and
they didn't see two obvious holes on a long pass play, but they're seeing everything now.
well, this, we're late in the game, and I don't see the need for this many flags to be thrown.
They don't want us to score, so that's just the late flag and a hat, and our coach is out on the field like, what is going on, guys?
We've got it at the 22-yard line, pending the outcome of this penalty.
Well, I doubt if we'll see this crew again, but anyway, it's been a lot of penalties in this game. Really has.
We've had 8 on Fort Stockton. Well, we've had more than that if you count the ones that have been canceled out. We've had 6 on Crane, 8 on Fort Stockton. We've had some big ones too.
Yeah. On Crane, and
both.
Even worse is they've huddled forever on some of these flags.
They have, yes,
and that makes it seem like they don't know what they're doing when you take that long. Let's just.
Well, they're discussing how to enforce something. I get dead ball, personal foul Fort Stockton, dead ball, personal foul Crane, offsetting, and
it's going to be all the way back. We lose our long play, and it's going to be 2nd and 1 again.
They're leaving it at the 21, but they're going to bring it back. Yeah, they're going to bring it back to the 37-yard line, and it'll be 2nd and 1 again.
But if it's dead ball.
Now, wait a minute. Yeah, how can you do that with dead ball fouls?
I guess they're just going to enforce the penalty, the holding penalty, and offset on the dead ball foul, so it's going to be 2nd and.
No, they were both personal fouls.
Oh.
This time.
Oh, okay.
Last time it was a hold
You're
and
right.
a personal foul. This
if it's
time
dead ball, the play counts.
I know.
These guys, this is ridiculous.
All right, there's a timeout by someone. And so we'll take a timeout. We'll be back in just a moment.
The First National Bank of Fort Stockton offers rock-solid banking services with a friendly staff and offers extended lobby hours. They're a full-service bank, and it's locally owned and operated, and they appreciate your business. First National Bank of Fort Stockton also operates Brave National Bank in Iran. The First National Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams in all their competition and say, go Panthers and Prowlers. The friendly First National Bank of Fort Stockton, 1000 West Dickinson, member FDIC.
Sawyer Insurance Agency has 4 locations in West Texas to serve you, including 706 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton and 1502 South Stockton Avenue in Monahans, with offices in Midland and Lubbock. They offer the most complete line of commercial and personal insurance, from workers' comp, general liability, business and personal auto, commercial property, equipment, oil and gas, farm and ranch, and home insurance. Contact Clyde, Nathan, or Travis Sawyer today by calling 336-7543 or 943-9600. Well, we're back now. A repeat again of 2nd and 1. Jerry in the shotgun hands it off to Nick Almendares, who dives down to the 31-yard line. And that'll be a pickup of 6 yards for Nick, and it'll be a Panther first down. Brought to you by Cactus Health Services. Another timeout on the field, official timeout. We'll be back in a moment.
Hernandez Sanitation in Fort Stockton proudly serves a large portion of West Texas with sanitation services, including the oil field for portable toilets, holding tanks, septic tank service, grease trap service, or large roll-off trash containers. Contact Hernandez Sanitation today by calling owner and operator Joe Angel Hernandez at 432-336-3803. Hernandez Sanitation, a proud member of the Fort Stockton community, always supporting all the athletic and extracurricular activities in Fort Stockton schools.
All right, one of the Crane players was apparently injured, was Sammy Sanchez, and he's walking off with the help of a trainer. It's 1st and 10 Panthers at the Crane 31-yard line. Our BBT score, Fort Stockton 28, Crane 13. We get a very tough Lubbock Cooper.
Yeah, Lubbock, they just beat Seminole 63. And Seminole was these teams were all
Seminole's good.
These teams were all top 10 teams, and this team has gotten really good in a hurry.
Yeah. 1st and 10, ball at the 31-yard line, and that's going to be a tough draw for Fort Stockton next week. Lubbock Cooper Liberty's going to be in 5A next year.
Well, yeah, it's a giant school.
And the officials are still.
This is just drug on. I tell you, the huddles.
They're telling the clock to run, and we can't get them to do it.
I think they were signaling to change the time to. I like they're.
Okay, they're telling them what to set the clock at.
140.
I don't know. Now they're going to start the clock. 1st and 10, ball at the 31 of Crane. Fort Stockton in the shotgun. Here's a pass into the left flat to Nick Almendares. And Nick is, there's a flag coming in by this same official that threw it a moment ago. We're down to the 22-yard line, close to first down yardage. But this could be something in the order of a face mask. I'm not sure.
Now this throw his hat, throw his flag. I think he threw his shoe at one of our players. Did you see that? Let's see what we got. We're going to have another conference.
Now we're going to have another officials conference. I mean, wow. How many conferences are we going to have tonight?
I don't know. This is getting crazy.
It's about a 7-yard pickup, maybe 8 on the passing play, but we've got a player down, so we'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment.
Your dreams are what power our community. When it comes to buying a home, starting a business, or tools to help with everyday money management, Citibank is a proud community leader for your financial needs. From personal checking and lending solutions to mobile banking and a suite of business services, our goal is to help you achieve yours. Citibank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
United Country Real Estate is your top real estate agency in the Trans-Pecos. Serving Pecos, Reeves, Ward, Terrell, Brewster, and Presidio counties, you'll find fabulous listings for West Texas homes, ranches, commercial property, and hunting land. Serving all surrounding area towns and communities. Visit their website today at ucre-wtx.com to view their listings. Also ask them about property management. Located at 1032 North Highway 285 in Fort Stockton, also with an office in Pecos. Call United Country today at 432-336-1111.
Attention Fort Stockton, the deal you've been waiting for is here at K-Bob Steakhouse. It's the 2 for $20 special. Pick your starter. How about the famous chips and queso or crispy fried pickles? Then pair it with an entree like the savory Philly sandwich, southern catfish platter, or juicy chicken strips. Every entree comes with a side, baked potato, golden fries, or fresh green beans, all for $20. Hurry into K-Bob Steakhouse in Fort Stockton for the deal that's big on flavor but easy on your wallet. See y'all soon.
Well, we have one of our starting offensive linemen actually coming out of the game limping pretty heavily here, and that is Jose Baeza. And so we hope he is okay.
I've never seen what the call is. Have they marked anything?
No, I don't believe so.
It's got a 1st and 10.
We've got a 1st down and 10 for the Panthers. We're at the 36-yard line in Crane territory with 1:24 left in the game. Jerry Diaz in the shotgun. He's back to throw. He's going to lob one into the end zone. It is caught by Jaden Sotelo. 31 yards on the touchdown.
I like it. You know what? You want to have a chippy game. Let's just get it over with. Go to the end zone. So, nice job. Really, Jerry did a good job putting that up for his receiver in the corner where only he could get to it, and Jaden Sotelo did a nice job of making an over-shoulder catch for a touchdown.
Beautiful catch and a beautiful pass. That's really a nice-looking play. Diego Ramos will be kicking the extra point, and that is an M&J Trucking Company scoring play and an M&J Fast Lube outstanding play. Here's the kick by Diego. It is a low kick this time, but it's good. And the Panthers leading now 35-13 over the Crane Golden Cranes. Back in a moment.
Heritage Funeral Home in Fort Stockton is here to serve you and your family in times of need. Remember, not only is everybody somebody in Fort Stockton, Texas, but everybody is treated like family at Heritage Funeral Home. When they receive your loved one into their care, you can be sure that they will honor your family's heritage. Call Heritage Funeral Home at 432-336-3939 or go by 301 North Main Street and allow them to help you pre-plan your or your family's final farewell.
Need a quick, efficient oil change? M&J Fast Lube at 116 West Dickinson is here to serve you. Martine and Julia Ibarra invite you to stop by. They have great service and they offer auto oil and lube services with the top major oil brands and vehicle washing and cleaning. Or you can get your vehicle completely detailed. It'll look like you just bought it. That's M&J Fast Lube, 116 West Dickinson, supporting Panther and Prowler Sports. Go Blue.
And we're back. We've got a touchdown by the Panthers a moment ago to Jaden Sotelo, a 31-yard touchdown throw by Jerry Diaz. Extra point by Diego Ramos good, and it's 35-13 Fort Stockton. Here's the kick by the Panthers, and a great catch on that return by Kobe Walker. And Walker is going to be hit at about the 19-yard line. That'll be about an 18-yard return. So, with 1:06 to go, the Panthers in full control of this ball game. We've outscored Crane here in the second half, 14-6, I believe. And, of course, Crane had the first score, and then we had, 28 straight, I believe, 28 unanswered. Then Crane finally scored. And then, of course, we scored another one. So it's 35-13, Fort Stockton leading with only 1:06 to go. Been some surprising scores around the area tonight.
Well, it is. It's scary how good Liberty is. That's going to be a real – and we're going to see them next week.
Yeah, they're coming to Fort Stockton next week. Lubbock Cooper Liberty. First down and 10, ball at the 20-yard line of the Golden Cranes. And that's a keeper, I believe. Was it the keeper or a handoff?
Is a handoff to number 6.
Okay, number 6 in the game, Mason Morgan for Crane. That's going to be a pickup of about 3.
Yeah,
so
I think
second and 7.
Hopefully we won't use our timeouts. Of course, with Kyle doing those, we have no idea how many timeouts are actually left in this game.
Yeah, right. Second down and 7, ball at the 23-yard line for Crane. Quarterback in the shotgun. 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Here's a handoff and a great tackle by Angel Mendoza.
No,
that's
19 on that tackle.
Oh, was it 19?
Yes.
Okay. That would be, well, there's not a 19 on our roster. Are you sure?
It is. It's number 19. I've got had the binoculars right on him.
Well, all right. Then figure out who it is.
19, he's next to number 66.
Well, that's going to do it. Crane will let the clock run out, and our score final will be Fort Stockton 35, Crane 13, and the Panthers improve to 3-1, and Crane drops to 2-2.
Ryan Chavez.
Oh, he's out of order on the
He's out
roster.
of order. Ryan Chavez made that tackle.
Good job. Okay. We will be back with the conclusion of our game after these words.
M&J Trucking in Fort Stockton is proud to be a sponsor of Panther and Prowler Sports. M&J Trucking offers 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week service. Call today for information at 336-8866. M&J Trucking, located at 3300 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. Proud supporters of the Fort Stockton Panthers and Prowlers. Julie's Easy Press Cleaners is ready to serve you with all your laundry cleaning needs. From drop-off to pickup, you'll enjoy not having to do the washing, drying, or pressing. It's done for you. Whether it's a party, office meeting, or lunch with friends, show up dressed for success, because at Julie's Easy Press, they know that when you look good, you feel good. Julie's Easy Press, 1101 Front Street. Call 336-6601. Weiss Tire is now Weiss Tire Pros, the same trusted family-owned business you know and love. They're thrilled to continue serving Fort Stockton and West Texas like they have for over 35 years now. Weiss Tire Pros is your one-stop shop for the best deals on tires and fast automotive services. No matter what you drive or where you've driven, they have a tire to fit your needs. Visit the store today at 701 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. Weiss Tire Pros. Love the drive.
The trusted name in Fort Stockton and the surrounding area for construction projects of all kinds is Jones Leasing Incorporated, owned and operated by Ross Jones since 1994 for construction jobs, including remodeling projects and roofing, including hail damage, maintenance and repair, painting, and much more. It's Jones Leasing, a fully insured local company with offices at the Hodges Building in Fort Stockton across from City Hall. Call Ross Jones today for a free estimate at 432-290-7171. Designer Carpets and Interiors has become known in Fort Stockton as the remodeling experts. They will be glad to put together a free estimate on just about any remodeling project, always keeping in mind your budget. They also can help with ideas and designs for your project to upgrade your home and add to its value. They also have all types of the latest and most modern flooring, including carpet, tile, hardwood, laminates, custom cabinetry, countertops, and much more. Call Designer Carpets and Interiors today at 336-6591. Permian Basin Abstract Company has the experts ready to help everyone with their real estate closings at 600 West Dickinson. With locations in Andrews, Seminole, Pecos, and Fort Stockton, they have complete real estate records, including every record filed in Pecos, Reeves, Loving, Gaines, and Andrews counties, along with mineral records. They welcome landmen and surveyors for research. Great customer service is their number one goal at Permian Basin Abstract. Open Monday through Friday and during the lunch hour from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. At the corner of Dickinson and the Monahans Highway in Fort Stockton, call 336-3301. Have you tried the delicious Jalisco-style Mexican food at the Guadalajara Mexican Grill recently? Their food and service is fast and top-notch. Plus, they're now offering some additions to their huge menu, including the carnitas plate and the fantastic molcajete with beef, chicken, and shrimp. They also now have delicious chicken wings spiced with mango, habanero, buffalo, or barbecue. Top it off with your favorite adult beverages and drinks and desserts. They also have daily specials, and you can dine in or call in orders at 336-6600. The Guadalajara Mexican Grill, 200 East 19th on the Imperial Highway.
All right, Darren, Fort Stockton winds up at 3-1 after the first four games. The only loss to Lakeview. Consecutive wins now for the Panthers, 3 straight wins, and now we'll get a very, very tough Lubbock Cooper team here at home next week. Well, tonight, the Crane Golden Cranes opened up the scoring with a 57-yard touchdown pass. Their extra point was good. They led 7-0. And then we answered in the first quarter with 1:10 to go. Jerry Diaz to Nicky Sotelo for a 28-yard touchdown pass, and we tied the game at 7-7 with the extra point by Diego. And then in the second quarter, Jerry Diaz, a 7-yard run for a touchdown, extra point by Diego, again good. We led 14-7. Second quarter, 2:22 to go. Nick Almendares, a run for the touchdown. 21-7 was the score. I believe that was maybe a 17-yard run. And then in the third quarter, Jerry Diaz had a 25-yard run for a touchdown. Extra point was good, and we led 28-7. And then in the fourth quarter, Crane had a touchdown by Toby Walker. That was a throw from their quarterback, Willis, to Walker, and they closed the gap to 28-13. The extra point failed. And then in the fourth quarter with 1:13 to go, it was Jaden Sotelo with a 31-yard touchdown catch from Jerry Diaz, and the Panthers closed it out with a 35-13 win over the Crane Golden Cranes. All right, so that is the conclusion of our game tonight. Stay tuned for the West Texas High School Scoreboard Show coming up next on KFST. Darren, any final thoughts?
Well, I thought, we played, our defense really played well. We finished the first half strong, took care of the ball. We had turnover to start the our first series in both halves, and we need to stop that. But other than that, I thought we played a really strong game.
And JD is here, JD Gamboa. Glad to have my son in the booth with us tonight, our Air Force guy.
And he missed all of Nikki's good plays.
I know, Nikki got hurt a little bit in this one, but he'll be back next week, we hope. All right, that's going to wrap it up from Panther Stadium. Ken Ripley, Darren Hodges, and Sam Warren on camera tonight. And we'll be back next week here at home against Lubbock Cooper Liberty, and we'll see you next week. You've been listening to Fort Stockton High School Panther football on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and on KFST's YouTube page. Panther football has been brought to you by Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Bucks Lube Center, Pecos County State Bank, Cassia Ledesma State Farm Insurance, The Steakhouse Restaurant, The First National Bank, Sawyer Insurance, Hernandez Sanitation, Citibank, K-Bob Steakhouse, Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, Heritage Funeral Home, M&J Fast Lube, Julie's Easy Press, M&J Trucking, Weiss Tire, Joe's Place and Cantina, United Country Real Estate, and by Jones Leasing. Panther football has also been brought to you by Designer Carpets and Interiors, Permian Basin Abstract, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Cactus Health, Tacos OJ, Porky's Ice House, The Water Factory, Sauceda Family Medicine and Urgent Care, CTG Express, Contessa Ready Mix, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, Fort Stockton ISD, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, Pepito's Cafe, West Texas Cinema, RA Radiance and Med Spa, Airlawn Furniture and Appliance, and by BBT. Thanks for tuning in for Panther Football.